I'll let you guys go, but there's a wedge now. It's a different entry on BBAI with a different stop. So it's making these higher lows. So as it was breaking the wedge to the upside, I moved my stop under here. So I'm now long inside the wedge looking breakout. I'll get out if it breaks 507. And if it holds above the wedge, then I'll go long over VWAP. That's the plan of action on Big Bear AI. And yeah, I'll give you one last update on Gemini. It's not doing anything. It's $35, and the tap is still 100,000 shares to the sell side and only 1 million shares paired off. So it's pretty small in terms of volume. I don't like it. If it's that small volume, I will definitely not take the print. But we'll see. Maybe Joe and Sharif will be trading some Gemini, some VIA, hopefully, or one of the other two. I don't remember what they are, but 4 IPOs today, so it could be busy. LGN, that was one, the engineering firm.
Sell side imbalance.
Oh, we're live, baby.
We're doing it live. Boom! Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That's your boy, Yokeresh. I know I'm kidding. That's Joey Options, and I'm Sharif. And happy Friday to everybody, man. It's a great day. The market's all sorts of green, Joey. You know, everything's moving up quite nice. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Ocean Goose. Okay. Shout out to Cisco, Bubba Joe, and we got the OG Darwin, Ranger Boy Jut. Shout out to the Product Detective and Durant Gordon. Safe, we got Merck, Gorev, Super No, yes, Gap Shorter. Shout out to Yannick and Rahul. Dumbo Thing Films. We also got Ichiro. Shout out to Greg Saluzzi and Yorkie. We got Jacques, Jake, Robert, Snake, and Adrian joining us as well. Shout out to my man Ahmed. We got Brendan, David Rosa, Sean Carter. Who else, man? Buffalo Soldier. Carter. We got John D. Pietro, Derek Thompson, Jose Perez. Shout out to Ed Miller and PC Hoon, Tobia, Sia, D. Westermeyer. What's going on, D? Shout out to, yes, the heartland of the Americas in the Midwest. Shout out to Dude V, Freddie. Who else? M-Sense, Andrew Chow, Jason Koingi, King Clutch, 00770 Mustang, and Jaguar Nut. One more, Joseph. One more. Who are we going to do? Clipwave.
Clipwave.
Shout out to my man Clipwave. Good morning to everybody, and good morning to you, man.
Yeah. Shout out Clipwave, and shout out to Sean Carter. Isn't that Jay-Z?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, all right. Sure so there we go. Yeah. Bang. There we go. We're off to that. We're off to those races. All right, guys. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah.
Remember that one?
No.
Lil Wayne?
I was never
a big... Mr. Conda. That was like...
I was never a big Jay-Z fan, to be honest with you. Other than maybe I think the Blueprint is all right, because I like that old school, like, 90s style, good. I think. Yeah. Anyways, what did we trade today? Baba, 0 for 1 on that one. But we're starting to cook up here in some IBIT there, guys. So, boom, our first position, boom, we take it off, stopped out. We hop right back in, take some more. Take another attempt, stopped out, and then we just build in aggressively, and now we're cooking up. So let's see if we can get into that high of the day. I know some people are frustrated that I don't love Jay-Z that much, but that's okay. Hey, man, it is what it is. A New York guy, obviously going to go with Biggie Smalls and Nas, so I like those ones. But yeah, come on, Bitcoin. Don't sell off this aggressively. We are really putting on size here to see if we can get that move towards the high of the day. And then now we're just starting to sell here. So that's not too good, but hey, it is what it is. We'll take it, and we're going to look for some continuation. Rigetti's super strong. I know the boys were talking about that. I'm swinging some TXN right now, and it's not looking good, so I might have to hop out of that one. 82 is going to be the stop. Oh, let's go. Let's unlock this here. There we go. And there it is. So my average of just under 84, 183.90, and now we're trading at 182.90. So that's not looking overly promising. So 182 will get stopped out of that one for a loss. Not many shares, only 50 on that one on the TXN swing. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this move back up in IBIT. And then we also took a small scalp on, what was it, our good friend Joby Sharif? That was moving nice throughout the morning. A small move on that one.
Garbage all of the time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I think there's still some steam for this to continue its trajectory to the northeast. But other than that, guys, let's go IBIT.
People love shorting Joby, man. I'm obviously involved in Joby in the long term. Ooh. We're out of the money, full disclosure on that, Joey, because we bought a little bit higher, but you know, I think it's more of a long-term thing. All right, let's get right down to it, baby. GNS, we're in at 4s. It loses that dollar, we're out. I already don't trust this stock as a starting point based on the exchange off which it's trading. I'm talking about the Amex network, of course. The Amex exchange. So we're in here because there's slim pickings today, guys. All right, it's been great for these small cap gappers the last, I want to say, week and a half, maybe even a little bit more. Today, they're a light bunch. Let's bring them in and talk about what I'm looking at over here. Apogee already telling me HTZ, Hertz. Let me just take a quick gander at that. A little light on volume, 2.71 million shares, trying to break up through the top. I'll keep an eye on it. Thank you, Apogee. But here's what I'm looking at right now. WLDS, we're up 20%. This one is doing it again. Joey, look at this. I need you to look at this, bro. Damn. Look at this multi-day trend. It's just holding the trend like money. So if it comes down into this trend line, I'm buying it. And it's a multi-day trend. It's not giving up the ghost. WLDS, multi-day runner. Let's see if it holds. CNET, already going to lose its spot on the side chart very quickly. It's dropping back down, a Christmas tree retracement, as we always talk about over here. We'll have to see if Santa can save us from this one. HUIZ, or Z for my American friends. This one was running in the aftermarket yesterday, did a little bit of dancing as well in the pre-market. That was as good as it was going to get because it's below VWAP and has been since 4 a.m. So HUIZ, looking weak. Full disclosure, at ISPC, this is a holdover from a few days ago. Remember this bad boy? Breaking out like crazy a couple of days ago. Back in focus today, about 30%, but putting in lower highs. And it looks like it may want a flat bottom break through that 1 2/3. We'll see. If it holds up above trend, above the volume at average price, I'm interested. AIRE as well, another holdover from a couple of days. Also going to lose its spot on the side chart. It's losing VWAP and looks like it might be headed towards that 140 to 135 area support. And then last but not least, VERI. I got to tell you, this looks like the best of the bunch, and that's not saying much. And the reason I say that is because it's putting in a lower high, and now it's starting to make another down move here. So if it breaks for 395, this looks like a possible flat bottom break. For the moment, though, I'm going to continue to keep it on the side chart because it is still trending above the 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart. So I really don't have anything. Sad to say, I'm going to have to keep my eye on Rigetti. Rigetti knees are heavy, already losing the volume weighted average price and that $19 level as well. Quantum is very strong today, guys. Not just the Rigetti. IONQ as well, up 16%. And doing big boy volume, about 37.5 million shares on IONQ. So Joey, I hate to start off the show by sounding so pessimistic, but I like nothing at the moment.
No, that's good, man. You don't want to force anything either. So yeah, it's unfortunate, man. IBIT just that pullback too deep, and we got stopped out 80% of our position. We only took off 20%, looking for that break, and it curled over it. And yeah, so that's unfortunate. A lot of unrealized gone right there. But I like what Ether's up to on the 5. Not too bad. Hammer candle potentially being printed here, and then maybe we'll get that continuation. The overall market's pretty strong, so I like our chances on that one. Do I take another stab here at Bitcoin? I think they're going to move hand in hand, right? So I got to be really, really cautious and patient on what we're doing here. But again, if we get a dual hammer close on both of these, then hey, it is what it is. No, we didn't talk about what is APLD up to, my friend. Let's take a look at that one. APLD, apply digital. Oh, my days. All right, there it is. A nice move here. Going back to the daily. Wow, yeah, APLD. There it is. You see Michael Noss point this out as well, too. These hammer candles. I had to give him a bang on that. I'm like, yeah, beautiful stuff getting involved on that. But yeah, APLD looking really good and spicy. Let's go TXN as well, too. We need these semis to really start rocking and rolling. Hopefully we can bounce off of this base here that we're experiencing. Now, just eyes are on the crypto space for me personally. The market trading around its highs, just a little bit off of that, but there's going to be plenty of opportunities here. Open door starting to come in a little bit as well too, so just keep that in mind, guys. Just stick to the strong names throughout the session, but other than that, waiting for this 5-minute hammer to close, Sharif. All
right, guys, we're getting involved here in a sub $1 name. Pickings are slim today, so we're gonna have to trade these ones that I may probably have stayed away from on a more ideal day. The one I'm talking about is OPI. Shout out to my man in the chat there, Rex Banner, for pointing this one out. We already wet the beak there super quick. We're in at 64.5. We wet the beak there at 66. Let's see if it holds up above 60. I like the level 60 for a couple of reasons.
He's gone.
Pardon me?
No, there's some guys.
Oh, you're gonna block him?
Sylvain, yeah, Sylvain.
Oh.
How long did you give him?
Oh, he's spamming, eh?
I'm giving.
That's not a good idea there, buddy. Joey Options, you know, he forgives, but he doesn't forget.
Yeah.
All right.
Ram only gave him 300 seconds.
That's crazy.
I gave him 86,000 seconds.
Oh, no. How many? Is that a week?
That's a day.
That's a day. That's crazy. All right. I'm great at math, by the way. Can you tell?
Let's go.
No, I'm playing. OPI. So here's why I like that 60 penny level, Joey. We did reject initially off 60 pennies, and then we kind of broke down back into 52, and we clear it. So I'd like to use 60 as a possible level of support. We'll see if it ends up holding on the level. Let's layer some orders to the high side and see if we can get filled at some of these different levels over here. We're just going to go ahead and layer at, for the next couple over here. We'll go all the way up to 70, I think. And here we go. We're zigging and zagging with 67. We need to cross above that level for me to get printed. We're showing 66 and 2/3, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I've told you why I like this one. Wow. Usually I have a case, a bull and a bear case for the stocks I'm trading. The bear case here is we're still putting in higher lows. Sorry, excuse me, lower highs. We have a 77.80 high of day, and each successive area crest has been a little bit lower than its predecessor. So it's not exactly showing you, its propensity to rock it up. Tesla chairman states Elon Musk is true CEO during transformative period, emphasizing AI and autonomy as key to future. Adara will have more information. Well, I don't know what the issue was. I think it might have something to do with the audio, but as you know, we've just moved over there. So that's it, guys. I'm involved in OPI. What's that GNS thing doing? All right, so it's dipping down to 99. This is my move. We're flattening out. We'll go 0 for 1 to start. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on these ones. I see VRI. VRI is basically second best over here, unless ISPC can start doing its thing 25. Let's go ISPC on the NQ. Show you guys this chart pattern. It's a bit of a compression pattern here. You feel like, this could be the initiation of a bull flag right at 925. We're putting in higher lows, but lower highs, $1.80. So, we'll see about this one. This one also has a propensity to kind of pop up into area highs and then drop right back down. Look how many times this one wicked into area highs. So, I don't know, Joey. This one might not be too bad. I think I can build a position off that volume weighted average price. If I get in here, which is the area high, I want to say, I can build my position down into that $1.72, $1.70 at most. That's what we'll do. We'll take a small position to start. If it breaks through that bull pennant, then we can have a conversation about adding more. What do you got?
So I'm just looking at Bitcoin for potential bounce here. We were talking about those indecision prints right around the volume, right south of the volume weighted average price. It rejected that downtrend, still fully intact. So it's going to be a tough one, I think, to get going. Seems like it just wants to bounce around within this specific range here. So patience, patience, patience. APLD looks fantastic. Shout out for pointing that out. MU trying to break out to all-time high. Yeah, let's take a look at MU. Yeah, this thing has been monstrous here for the past couple of sessions. And I mean, if you're looking to short something, that's a pretty good signal, but it's just continuing its northeast trajectory. So really good look there. And I told you guys we took a loss on the swing. We were in around this realm, and then sure enough, boom, got stopped out down there. And then it goes parabolic. IBIT, and that's going to be my focus. Let's see if we can continue in the strength. I like what we got going on, and I've been talking about, obviously, come Wednesday. That's FOMC, right? Yeah, it usually is on Wednesdays, or is it Thursday? Anyways, whatever time next week, we're going to maybe get involved in some early contracts to see if we can get that bounce. Before we go to Adara, let's see what Sharif.
Sorry, Adara, just 1 second. I think the new IPO, Hang Feng, no, that's not it. Okay. This is a new IPO, FOFO, I believe. It just opened. It's a Hong Kong listed one, Neil? It's Hang Feng Technology Innovation, I think. Okay. So this one did open up 525, 5 to 66 high. Adair.
Yeah, I just want to talk here a little bit about Warner Brothers Discovery, which is near its high of day. I just saw a post here from Charles Gasparino on X. He is a senior correspondent with Fox Business, and he's just posted an article here saying that apparently the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, WBD, David Zaslav, is working with Goldman Sachs, GS here, to shop, because I guess Warner Brothers Discovery is trying to set up a bidding war for this company, even as Paramount Skydance reportedly has an offer. So again, Warner Brothers Discovery, despite this offer with Paramount or PSKY, they're reportedly trying to work with Goldman Sachs to kind of set up a bit of a bidding war. Let's take a look here at Goldman Sachs, let's take a look at PSKY to see if they're reacting to this. Not too much of a reaction here, but either way, Warner Brothers Discovery reportedly trying to set up a bidding war as we get that news that Paramount Sky might be interested. Back to you.
Yeah, Warner Brothers looking really good here. I know you had Paramount up there, Adara. Let's see if we can take a look at this one here. Warner Brothers just continuing his topside move. So beautiful, beautiful look. Yeah, some good stuff going on there. And this name, Tesla. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. And we were talking about, we did the TA on this yesterday. Look where it opens up. Bang. And that's my fault. I'm like, I'm not even looking at this name today. And sure enough, boom, there you go. You climb up 20 plus points on Tesla. As speaking for the quantum space, super strong. IONQ, big time breakout. Adara, what do you got?
More commentary coming from Robin Denholm, who is the chair of Tesla's board. We know earlier we had that comment where she said that that Elon Musk was the right CEO for Tesla during this transformative period. But she further said that there's no one else but Elon Musk who can lead Tesla. So again, commentary here from the board or from the chair of Tesla's board saying that Elon Musk is the only person who can lead this company. Back to you.
Stephen D'Agostino, Sharif, what do you guys make of NEG having a CTB of 450%, 0 short shares available, a razor thin float? Well, I can just tell you from where NEG has been to where it is now. So this one, Newegg, is something we've been watching for quite a long time. We were watching this daily, make higher highs and higher lows, showing up on the scanner almost every day, big. And it's ugly. What can I say about this? You know, how many people bought at 105, 110, 85, at 75, and now it's down to 37. It's just the way it is. It's a classic double top. You should have, basically you should have been getting out on the break of that 85 area as soon as it broke through that the neckline on the top.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
It is what it is. We're gonna go to Adara in 1 second. There is more Tesla news, but on the day, just intraday, NEG is doing nothing and not for me, and I still don't like it on the daily. Adara.
Yeah, keep an eye here on TSLA. As you can see, more comments coming from the chair of Tesla's board, Robin Denholm, and these comments are actually really mixed. So what she said here was that Elon Musk has completed his political service and that he is back at Tesla, but she also said that what he does politically is up to him. We know that one of the things that was initially being floated around as potentially a contingency with this payment plan was, should Elon Musk's political activity be limited? Well, it sounds like Robin Denholm is saying that A, his political service is over, but B, it's also up to him what he chooses to do in politics. So interesting comments here. Tesla oscillating a little bit as we continue to digest comments from chair of the board, Robin Denholm. Back to you.
All right, super chat. Willis Addison, what's going on? Let's go. Double puts on RH 228, September 19th, 210 strikes. Let's take a look at those doubles. So that means you're doubling it up over there. IBIT was working out for us as well, too. As I pull up the options chain, we add aggressively, looking for that break, but it is rejecting that downtrend line. So we have to keep an eye out on that. We don't want to take anyone of too hefty of a loss there. But let's pull up our old chain here, take a look at some of these puts that you're talking about, because I like it. I'm more or less just sell puts, to be honest. Oh, actually, I want to add here. Sorry, we're gonna give it a second. Oh no, it might be too late. Boom, let's go. Yeah, I mean, I'm adding it to resistance, which is not overly logical, but hey, that's all right. You got to sometimes be that guy and take those shots. Now let's go over to RH, and you had the. Let's pull those strike prices up in expiration, 228, 210 strike price, September 19th. I don't even see that expiration cycle. We'll go over to the 14th there. Oh, actually, no, there it is, sorry. Let's go 228. All right, I see you. I'm still in 227 and a half, so I'm looking at there. So not too bad. Those are now worth $12.80. So good look, and yeah, congratulations on that one. Double the double footage. So yeah, some positive stuff. Let's go Bitcoin, snap through this trend line, and I think we can get off to the races. But first, you got to take baby steps, one step at a time, and you have to get through that specific level. And what am I talking about? I know it's a little bit more difficult to see on the lower time frames. So there it is on the 5-minute. We punch, sit on the back end of this, volume steps in, boom, we're at a new high of the day, and I think we're going to continue that trajectory to the top side there, Sheikh.
All right, guys. Back in GNS, it looks like it put in a hammer candle, a bottoming tail hammer candle through VWAP. It looks like it was a liquidity grab to stop everybody out who had their stop in and around that dollar. Who knows if we continue to trend, but it looks like it could be a bit of a V-shaped retracement. So we're back in at 102, wet the beak at 103, layering orders for a possible pop-up, showing me 104s now on the level 2, waiting at, in fact, at 104 for a fill. So I'm going to keep my eye on this one. Again, you know, it does trade on the Amex exchange, which is certainly not my favorite, but we're, again, the pickings are slim, at least for now, so we will keep an eye on these bad boys to see exactly, you know, what we can trade, what's tradable, what's not. Just having a quick look there at the top scanner to see if there's any new bad boys here that have made their way onto the scene. OPI is coming back down. If it loses 60, it's all over. 60 is a resistance, or sorry, previous area of resistance, current area of support that I've gauged. So I want to see if it holds up there and then bounces back up to take out some levels. So OPI in focus, as well as ISPC. ISPC, we did get that ad at 75. I perceive a compression pattern. It could be a bull pennant. It may not be. I was obviously risking a lot by getting in at the high. That's why I got in half the position at the high. And then I added at 75 penny area. It's going to have to hold. I put my out at 65. So if it loses 65, then we're out of the trade. Simple as that. So those are the three that we're involved in at the moment. I see you guys coming up with new ones. I know that Bovin is watching WLDS, as am I, Bovin, but it hasn't set up quite yet. Over here, WLDS still kind of below VWAP, putting in higher lows, so it's certainly interesting to me. Bovin is also watching PLRZ. So let's load up that bad boy and take a quick gander at what that price action is looking like. PLRZ for my American friends. Okay, so it's working its way back into the volume weighted average price above, and so it fails in two regards. Number one, it's not above, I should say, the pre-market high, nor is it above the volume weighted average price. So it's going to have to clear $1.35 first and foremost, where VWAP is at, and it's also going to have to weasel in to that $1.75. You know, I am willing to make exceptions on occasions for these bad boys, but this is certainly not one of them with a pattern that looks like that. So we'll keep an eye on that. But Bovin, let me know, man, once that starts making moves. If it starts making moves, I'm more than interested to get involved. So keep me guys apprised. Corey Ewing, dropping cash in the chat, Joey. $5 super chat from your boy, Corey Ewing. What's going on with DKNG? Sports betting is at an all-time high. Why the pullback on DraftKings? So yeah, you're bright, brother. I mean, everybody and their mother's cousin is looking to wager, especially with NFL season back in focus. But you know how the market is, man. It is forward-looking. It is looking at...
Yeah. My lunch is in here.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, where's your lunch at?
I don't know. It's like
They're there, brother.
Up, but mine's not there.
Take mine.
No,
in the fridge. You sure?
There's two that say the dinners. So I'm just waiting for Raquel.
All right. Okay.
Okay, yeah. You gotta talk to the boss.
He's gonna talk to Raquel.
You gotta talk to the boss.
What a brave soul he is.
You gotta
He's a brave
to the
soul.
boss, man.
I ain't doing that again, Joey. We already saw what happened there. No, but DKNG. So what I was trying to say before is, you know, the market is super forward-looking, right? It's always pricing in what it thinks is going to happen in the future. So just because we're doing well now doesn't mean that the stock has to be strong. It's ironic in that sense. It's always forward-looking. So let's take a look on the wider time frame. Doesn't look good to start the day for certain. It looks like a bear flag, if I've ever seen a bear flag there. Very kind of down and to the right, and you're consolidating just a skosh above VWAP, but you are putting in lower highs. So that's the 5-minute time frame on DKNG. But when you look at the wider time frame, we've been in a bit of a consolidation here, Joseph Options, with some outlying areas. It seems as if $30, absolute money buy on DraftKings, Donkey Kong, going back, dude, to like early 24, late 23. That $30 level has come in over and over and over again, okay? And then to the high side, it does seem, you know, there's outlying areas, but it's about 45, I want to say, with some, you know, you could say 50 at times, but I would say 45 certainly interacts a little bit more. So very consolidated for a long time now, Donkey Kong, with these outlying areas both to the high and the low side. So hard to gauge. But my understanding is they're still not number one. I think FanDuel still has a bit more market share than DKNG. That could be wrong. That could be dated. I think FanDuel had like a third, and Donkey Kong just a little bit above a quarter of the global market, or the U.S. market share, excuse me. So you double check that. Number two, I know earlier on they suffered from some margin compression because I had to keep giving these promotions for people to make bets. I don't know if they're continuing to do that. That's number two. Number three, a more recent headline with respect to sports gambling has been local state taxes, right? I think Illinois was the first with J.B. Pritzker looking to tax some of these online gambling sites. So obviously that has a way of affecting demand and affecting margins as well, as you're going to have to pay higher taxes from the book perspective. So all those things could have a possible headwind, but I do agree with you. I think more people are betting than ever, Joey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it goes along the lines with trading as well, too. I think a lot more retail traders are stepping into the space, and it's just continuously growing. So, yeah, good luck on there. All right, guys, let's take a look at the screen. Like, we're building in. I don't think it's going to work, to be honest with you, as we just rejected that downtrend. And every time we run into that 65.46 level, you can see the defense on it. And we were looking at things on the tape earlier in the week as well, just to be able to identify. So as long as we hold up the volume-weighted average price, you're starting to get a little bit of a bounce in the market again. A nice hammer candle, SPY off of VWAP as well too. So not a horrible look, but yeah, there it is. Bam, take a hefty move down here. But as long as we don't break this hammer candle low, then I'm just going to sit in this and accept a loss for whatever it's going to be. And it's like, again, we're putting on size there. So yeah, it's not going to be a pretty one. We'll give back the majority of the day on this trade if we do end up taking and then some if we do end up taking a little bit of a loss there. So patience, patience, patience. Let's see if we can build in maybe a little bit more if it's going to bounce. But again, like I said, I'm buying into resistance, which clearly it didn't want to break, right? So overall market continuing its move to the top side, and then sure enough, Bitcoin, boom, runs into that, and then now heading back. So as soon as we break that 65.32, we're out of that trade there, and we're going to accept it for what it is, and then just try to find something else. I don't see anything. Open doors continuously bleeding. Baba wasn't too bad. I mean, I missed this opportunity here, which I was slightly frustrated about, but we took a loss on this trade. I'm like, you know what? It might continue with selling. But other than that, let's go IBIT. Let's see if we can get some buyers to step in, and then maybe we can break through resistance. Adara, what do you got?
Bro, more commentary here from Robin Denham, chair of the Tesla board. She has said a lot of things right now, some of which are a little bit in contrast with one another. But one thing he said here is that apparently Elon Musk does participate in succession talks with the board, and there is a leadership plan in place if it comes that Elon Musk, for whatever reason, can no longer serve in the company. She did say, though, that Elon Musk is the only person as of right now who can serve in that role, and that the board has no issue with his political activities. They are, quote, up to him, but also that he's not involved in politics right now, that time in his life is done, and that there is no issue, at least in the board's opinion, with him running his other companies. So long story short, Elon Musk is prepared to help with succession, but right now he is committed to the company. He's viewed as one of the few people who can lead it, and he is allowed to continue his political and his business activities that beyond Tesla, according to the board. Back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Adara, as always. Great reporting. Havana Woody, XRP 50-20. 50 in the 200, I'm assuming. Golden Cross Bull Wedge 307 to 311, breakout to 340. Joey, do we have XRP on IB?
UXRP or
UXRP? Okay, he's giving me different levels though. Yeah. Maybe I'll load it up on TradingView. Give me a moment over here. Let's weasel on over to TradingView, and so I can give you the actual levels that I see over here. All right, so XRP. Oh, Adara's connected. This is Adara's account, that's why. Sorry, Adara, I logged you out of TradingView, my bad. It's all good. All right, brother, give me a second just to be able to load XRP properly, and so that I can have a look at that for you. I'm going to take a screenshot, Havana, of your comment, so I don't have to refer back to it. and I will get back to you with a bit of a better analysis there. But for the moment, we don't have IB. IB, sorry, doesn't have what's it called? XRP, so I won't be able to give you that proper analysis. But I have to digress for a second because OPI is coming into the volume weighted average price. Let's see if it ends up holding up here. What is the situation? OPI is a ticker I'm talking about. We're in at 65. It's coming down into 59. I perceive this area-ish to be an area of support. So let's see if we can get in here, and then we're going to give it down to about 56. And then if it drops down there, it's all over for that. So let me change my prior stop on OPI, which I didn't have. Good. Okay. So we got 62s on now on OPI. So let's go ahead and post here at 63, and then we'll post also at 64 as well. So we'll do that. Let's see if we can get a nice bump up. Let's see what GNS, taking a couple of prints on that, very slow, but stair-stepping up. I'm talking about GNS, 15.5%. We're in at 02, just what the beak at 44s. And then last but not least, ISPC. I've taken a couple of prints on this one. What I see here are higher lows. I'm basing my trade on said higher lows. Again, I perceive this to be a bull pennant with higher lows, but also lower highs. The textbooks say this will resolve in the direction of the trend. The trend is, as you can see by the percentage up on the day, 34%. It's got to be to the high side. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. And everybody's talking about FOFO. FOFO. FOFO's up 70 freaking %. It's also insane. I've seen the spread as like 30, 40 pennies on this piece of you know what. So I don't know, man. Joey Options, you going to punch into FOFO over here? It's up 70%,
no,
my boy. So
I'm gonna pass on the FOFO. I'm not gonna get that FOMO on the FOFO. So, yeah. So no, Jake, I just looked at my DMs, brother. I didn't see you there. So make sure you got the right individual.
I saw that.
That you're tagging there. So we'll pull it up. Make sure this is your boy here. Let's get over to the oops. Where do we gotta go here? We gotta full screen this now.
Darwin, you killed me, bro.
Make sure it's this guy right here at Trader TV, Joseph. Make sure that's that, because if I go, I don't see you in there, and that's definitely not you. So yeah, that's complete spam right there. So yeah, see you later, that one. So I didn't get your message yet, my friend, right away on that one. So send me another one and we'll talk. But yeah, here we go. Let's hold this level here on IBIT. Obviously not going to DCA, not going to dollar cost average down.
Don't do it,
I'll add if it works and with my average, right? So we're a couple pennies out of the money on this one. But if we can get a sustained bounce, buyers to step in. It's good that we didn't break this support level right here. So that's positive right there. Boom, boom, boom. We're getting a nice little pop there. A couple more cents. If we do curl back, well, I'm still out of the money on it, Sharif, but it's just like boom, it's like add. And then if we head back towards the volume weighted average price, it's going to be the same narrative as what we were doing over here. Add. And then maybe we can get that breakout. That would be prime time Deion Sanders. That'd be a whole lot of fun on a Friday. So yeah, let's get that rocking and rolling. Anything else you guys are specifically looking at? Do I like, so Purity, do I like JD long calls? Let's take a look. At some JD. I didn't see anything specifically about it. I mean, if you're buying the lows and you're looking to dip buy, I think you're at a good opportunity to do so. So let's take a look here, see what you got going on. See, I don't love it, right? So this is what I'm thinking right now, because it would be essentially doing what I'm doing right now and buying through resistance zones, and it doesn't seem like it wants to rock and roll. But if you have the ability to sit on top of this, and then it would be in breakout territory. And I'm going to use the example, obviously two totally different spaces, but look at Tesla. Right, so we have these resistance zones drawn, and then sure enough, when you sit on the top end of it, it's off to the races. I don't know if that's going to be necessarily the case with JD, but hey, I'd take my chances, I'd take my shots on it, and then here it is on TXN. Why was I involved in it? Why am I involved in it? Is this all these indecision prints off the low and the continuous gap downs? I liked it, and you're still down over 17% from that peak to where we're currently trading at. Crazy. So let's see what we got going on. 180. Is it 182? Yeah, 182. My stop loss extremely tight on that one. Added a little bit, but hey, let's see what we got going on some of these names here, Sharif.
Yes, sir. OPI, we're going to get stopped out of this soon, guys. The lower highs are what's operative. The sellers are in control. We keep putting in lower highs, and more lower highs, which is not good, obviously, because I'm long. So we will get stopped out below 58. We have 62s on, so we will give up 3 pennies on this one. We did what the beak a couple of times up here, but it will be negatory for me on this one. So I'm going to keep my eye on it. But ISPC, ISPC, looking a lot better. Go ISPC, you piece of crap. Here we go. We're taking out all the levels, baby. Here comes 184. I'm waiting at 84s. Give me 84 immediately. Let's go straight to jail. We're waiting for 84s, and we're going to wait at 85s. And then I'm willing to give you guys a guess of where I'm waiting after 85.
Where?
Boom, 86. We got the 85.
Wow. No one would've
We're
guessed
waiting
that
for 86, Joseph Options. Here comes the breakout. Give me more money, man. Here we go. We're doing it live. We're at 88. We're going to wet the beak at 88. Do we have a lot of shares on this? We have shares. Yeah, we're good. So we're going to bet the beak at 88. Already got the print at 88? No, the answer to that is no. So we'll wait at 88. We're going to wait at 89. We're going to wait at 90. Let's go. Oh, got to cancel that one. There we go. Sorry, I put two orders at 89. Who wants that, right? So we're waiting here on my friend ISPC. This one is looking a little bit better than OPI. In fact, it's looking the opposite of OPI. OPI's got lower highs. This one has aggressively higher lows. So we'll see if we can get that maybe $2 squeeze. We've already squeezed into $2, but very, very quickly. It got up into 204. As you can see, though, any closing prints have been at or below $1.85. So clearly, to me, the real resistance level is not to where it rejected. It's that $1.85. And I don't know why I'm not getting stopped out of, oh, I know why. Because I put it in the wrong way. Wrong stop.
Dang.
So we will give back. We are negatory on OPI, and it is losing the volume weighted average price. So we're going to leave that one alone. We won't touch it anymore. Going to keep my eye on ISPC as well as GNS. Doing okay on this one, made some money back from the earlier stop out, but still looking to do a little bit better. Just keeping my eye on the side chart over here for any new ones. There are none. Now, this is not a small cap gapper, what I'm going to show you right now, but it's trading quite well, so I do want to point it out. Somebody in the chat pointed IREN. Joey, look at the daily chart on this.
Oh my God, Gord.
IREN Limited is an Australia-based company, operates data centers, 100% renewable energy. Oh, the environmentalists are going to love this one. And what a breakout this is that has been, above that 15 2/3. You had a 15 2/3 double top. In fact, you cleared it by some distance at 21, coming back down, testing that same resistance level, and then rocketing up off that level since, guys, the April lows were the tariff tantrum. IREN is up 601%. The data center name using renewable energy, fantastic daily chart. And then it also is as good on the 5. Into the day's high, $34 high of day. It's clearing basically all the EMAs that it was using as support. It is, pardon me, a little bit ahead of all of them right now. So IREN, good looker on the day, up 3 1/4, but it's not a small cap gapper, guys. It's $9.25 billion market cap.
Oh, man.
I love when Joey does that. Shout out. Yeah, IREN is also crypto adjacent, says Adira. Little Joey Smalls. Oh, I love how he starts off the sentence. Fantastic, big smile. As fall sets in, and you hang up your short shorts, do you prefer the classic Uggs or go with the slipper style for your flannel jammies? Oh, there's just so much to unpack there, Joey. And you're such a good sport about all this, bro. And he's great.
The thing is, I don't own any Uggs.
Crazy.
Nor do I own any slippers. I told you guys, I'm more of a nature boy at the end of the day. But I mean, I'm just a hoodie and a hoodie and some sweatpants type of guy, man.
That's crazy.
As for the length of the sweatpants, that's obviously that's personal there. So we'll keep it along those lines. We're not going to give any more fuel to Big Smiles fire whatsoever.
He wants $10 worth of information.
Okay,
he dropped $9.99 in the chat, bro. Like,
hey, man. So I've been told that I have to start upping the size in the sweatpants because they're too tight. So hey, it is what it is, man. It's my gym style. You guys want $10 worth of information? I'm giving it to you. All right, so I'm still waiting for the Christmas gift of the larger size sweatpants. Other than that, we're just rocking. We're rocking our size, man.
This is so good. This is so good.
Yeah.
Joey, you're killing me, bro. I appreciate your jokes, man. Big Smile, hit the fake news. Don't even mention Big Smile. We'll do it immediately. He wants fake news right away.
Right away.
Fake news.
Fake news. Hey, man, I'm telling you guys the truth. Full disclosure. Let's go.
I only wanted $9.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is, man.
All right, Adira's that way.
Moderna and Pfizer are dropping here aggressively. We're seeing the Washington Post report that officials in the Trump administration are going to be trying to link child deaths to COVID-19 vaccinations. So again, Washington Post reporting that the Trump administration is looking to, or Trump officials involved in the administration are looking to link deaths of children to COVID-19 vaccinations. Now, I do want to add the last report that we had to this effect, where we had reports that officials in this administration were trying to link X treatment with Y medical condition. That was later proven to be a little bit presumptuous, so we'll have to wait and see. But mRNA dropping here, Pfizer apparently dropping as well. Back to you.
Thank you, Adara, for that. Okay, Fofo, your boy Fofo is now up 100%. It is halted to the upside again. $7.98 having halted at 11:39:22. Get it, Assassino. It is now exactly 11:40:28. So we are about a minute and 10 seconds deep within the halt earliest. This will open 11:44:22. Set your time, your timers. I'm gonna likely start looking at this right now. Okay, I've seen too much already in the last week with these halters. I've seen it all, baby. I saw CWD, I saw QMM. You know, how much more do I need to see before the FOMO makes me punch into FOFO over here? So we're going to get involved, possibly, if I like what I see. Joey, obviously, we've already spoken about the spread on this one. Not very good. I want to remind you guys, we're waiting for Gemini as well. The theoretical auction price, Assassino, currently, the tap, $32.75. The official, what's it called? IPO price for this. Just allow me a second over here to refresh my memory on Gemini. Where's Gemini? There it is. Okay, so the official IPO price from yesterday is $28 a share. So we're slated to open about $3 higher than that currently, Joey. So
yeah,
we're going to keep an eye on Gemini.
Yeah, nice look, guys. All right, so it's slowly starting to grind higher. This is going to be a big print, 1 minute print for us to breach here. We want to snap this and go to the top end. Otherwise, you have that doji style candle right at that trend line to a T. So we need to break through this in order for it to probably continue its movement to the top side. Otherwise, we might go back into the middle of the range, and that's not going to be a good time. So let's go. Bitcoin still slightly in the money, so we'll take that one. Not going to flatten out. If it's working so far, no point in me in letting it go right now. Oh, so there it is. Yeah, this guy I need to have a conversation with this individual over here who keeps defending 65.46. So see what he's up to. And then you see when we step in, right? Like you see the aggressive sellers start to step in. It doesn't move higher, right? So yeah, they're in control. The bears are in control right now. No.
I hate that.
That's the thing, right? So it's not breaking 65.46. We'll call it 50s flat. Let's take a look at the options chain to see what we got going on there. IBIT, because it doesn't want to break. So very, very interesting stuff. Oh no, why you got to do this to me?
Why you got to be like that?
Why you gotta
go out and do that?
Oh my God.
Why you gotta go out and do that, love? Huh? What song is that?
No, why you gotta be that?
Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
100% I know that song.
Say the Q-tip. Yes, Neil.
Well, you gotta go.
Neil's always on point, bro.
So yeah, there it is. 65.5. I mean, if you look at the strikes above and below, it's still relatively cool, right? I mean, a couple thousand less. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we can punch through that. 66 would be phenomenal. If we run into 66 today, it's gonna be fantastic Friday, and I love those fantastic Fridays. So, sorry, Assassino, I'm rubbing the mic hella right there. So yeah,
it's gonna be very.
Yeah. I apologize already. So okay, good. All right, brother. I'm glad that went all smooth. So there it is, 66, 65, nothing insane, but you're starting to see a little bit of a congestion, and that's on this week's expiration cycle. We'll head over to next week, and they haven't rolled over just yet. So maybe we'll get some blue, or I wouldn't say blue skies, but some more clean trading leading into the FOMC meeting, Sharif.
You know what we're doing, Joey?
What's that? Live.
It's killing me, bro. I'm tired, man. It's Friday. I'm going to chuckle at anything. But we're doing it live, Joey. That's what we're doing. We're taking it up into near local highs. Well, we are local highs. We're below the high of the day. I'm talking about your very good friend here ISPC. We've wet the beak up into 92. We're long at 75. Next level, I'm waiting at 94. The higher lows are what's operative here, guys. We could squeeze into 2, layer your orders. Don't be a schmuck like me and miss out on levels, okay? We're doing it live. We added into this as well. Don't forget, we were in at 80s, added at 75, and then on our merry way we go. But there's another one breaking out as well, Joseph Options. It goes by the ticker GNS. We're doing it live on this one as well. We've got 02s. We were about to take out 08s. In fact, it's showing me 08s right now on the ask side of the level 2. Alas, we have not printed at 08s. I've layered at 9s. I will be layering at every penny level until we take out 12s. That is the high of the day, $1.12. Once we take out 12s, I'll get a little bit more aggressive with the profit levels and we'll let it run a little bit more because we could be squeezing out some shorts. So, you know, the parabolic nature of some of these names comes in once we take out area highs and we've squeezed out local short sellers. We'll see whether or not that manifests here. I also want to bring your attention again to WLDS. Okay, FOFO is halted down. We're going to take off Rigetti, Mom Spaghetti for a second so we can speak about WLDS. Again, I like this. I find that WLDS is very, very respectful of holding the lower trend line, the support trend line. That has been my observation for WLDS over the past several days. Let me make my case to you guys. This is the 5-minute chart on WLDS, and since we got that big boy breakout in the aftermarket on September 9th, we really haven't looked back. Basically, from regular trading hours on the 10th, the 11th, and today the 12th, we have been holding that lower trend line, as you can see, like a dang glove. So if we come down in here, I'm gauging 9. Now, that will be a breach of my rules. Why? Because 2 reasons. It's below the pre-market high, which is around 11 2/3, and it would also be below the volume-weighted average price. In this instance, I may make an exception for it because it has a multi-day trend that I'm alive to and that I should probably respect. So WLDS, I want to point that out to you guys, $9 in it, wherever that trend line is, really, is where I'm going to be looking to weasel into. So that's my look right now. Let's see what we did. Did we do it live on... Oh, nice. ISPC, we took some more beak wetters. Did we get any more beak wetters? We got some beak wetters. We got 8s. And we got 9s, Joey, on GNS. But you know what? The schmuck in me didn't put the 10s. And now we're going to layer, how many shares do we have? Yeah, we're going to layer 11s. And then we're going to layer at 12s. And that's the last area we're going to layer. Because if it takes out 12, as I mentioned, I'm going to let this one go a bit more aggressively to see if we can squeeze out the short sellers. Looks like we're getting in the club over here.
Yeah, I thought it was lightning for a second.
Yeah, lightning. That's crazy.
Inside. Who's this 43 guy, man? I gotta talk with him. But all right, we're heading right back into it. To be honest with you guys, I might just have to take it off if we continuously reject that level. It doesn't seem like it wants to break, but patience is extremely key. We do have a couple of signals that are favoring us, and you can see we just jump right in here. Let's see who it is. 45 steps in again, and look at the size he's just defending this with. So I'm curious if they ever just run out of inventory. Probably not, eh? There's zero chance. I have to take millions and millions of shares in order to do so. But yeah, getting little pops immediately met by some defense. But if we can get that break, we're going to start to piece them off aggressively. There it is. Come on, volume, step in. Break through that 45, break through that 47, and don't step back in because you got your boy who is hella long over there. Okay, we're grinding. There. Oh, okay, all right. That's strength. We like that. Let's see if we can get an additional pop. A couple more clean flushes on the ask. Oh, and there he is. He's defending. This guy. Who is he? But yeah, Sharif, that's what we got going on. I got to let me concentrate on this for a couple seconds.
Absolutely. We're taking out levels, guys, on ISPC. There we go. We just got printed at 94s, and now I have nothing layered. Okay, we're going to wait at 96 now. I don't want to take out too much too quickly here on ISPC because we don't have as many shares as we do in GNS, So it's going to be 96s, and then we're going to wait at 99s, okay? And then we're going to let it run after that. So let's see what... Ozan, I want to know, brother, how did you get 97 shares of Gemini assigned? Are you on Robinhood or are you SoFi? Because I know specifically that Gemini was allocating 30% of the shares on IPO day for retail, specifically for SoFi, for Robinhood, for Futu, Moomoo as well. Those are Chinese exchanges. So yeah, I'd love to know how you did that, my man. So tag me, Ozan, so we can speak about that, because I'd love to know. Ryan, Nola, man, dropping cash in the chat.
I'm really rich.
I'm not, but it's fine. C-Dog, check that flat bottom break on the negative news on mRNA that's getting close. Thoughts? Absolutely. I just want to let you know ISPC is taking out all the levels right now. We just took out 96s. We're showing 98s now. It looks like we're going to squeeze possibly into that $2 area. It's 204 high. Let's have a look at mRNA for your boy Ryan.
All right.
I'm doing it right now, Joey. Give me one
live too.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
no,
Sharif,
good.
Let's go,
Get
Sharif.
it, Joey.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
I
gonna
see what
take
you're
some
saying
off.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, Joey, let me just cover this super quick.
Ahead.
So I do like this, Ryan. On the daily, this is very ugly. It's a symphony of lower highs on mRNA, but you very well observed by you. There is that buyer. It's hard to earmark an exact area. It's easy to say 25, but it feels like it's lower than that. It feels like it's, ironically enough, like 23, 22 and a half, 23 and a half. It's a general area. It does feel like it will lose the bottom. I want to know what the market cap for, okay, it's right around 10 billion, right? We're 9.25 right now. So I'm assuming this flat bottom here puts it in the vicinity of a $10 billion market cap, which is maybe where the market likes it. Yeah, look, I don't know, man. I just don't see the great news coming from mRNA. I was really kind of hoping that they would use that mRNA messenger technology for the likes of to cure diseases like cancer as well as some other things, but they keep insisting on focusing on COVID and the flu and stuff, and I think that people are just sick of hearing about that, and the market is as well. So I don't know, man. Unless they change their tune a little bit, I don't like this company fundamentally, nor do I think they have a friendly administration. That's just not going to be for the vaccines specifically. Maybe for other things they'll be more friendly, but that's just my opinion on it, Ryan. But yeah, I do agree with you. It does not look good. It feels very, very weak. Okay, ISPC, we're doing it live again on this. Get out of the way, man. We're taking out 2. We just got the beak wet there at 99s. High a day on ISPC's 204. I won't be taking out any more over here. If it rejects 2, fantastic, no problem. We'll come back in and we'll add at that 185 to 190 area. Why do I say that? What is this weird area that I'm talking about? Well, I'm talking about this flat top. Look at this thing go, bro. 208 high. It's squeezing bigly. ISPC is the one today. It feels like into the high of the day. It's up 56%, which seems anemic relative to what we've been doing. Do you want to take over?
No. Okay. It's done now. Yeah, it's gone.
This one is taking out highs, Joey. So we're going to continue to watch here in ISPC. I'm going to let this one run. I want to see where it wants to get into. Otherwise, I'm going to let it come back down and we'll get some more. Okay, here we go. We're taking out 10s, 14s. People are getting squeezed now. People are in trouble. The shorts are in trouble. 217. Can we get more? Can we get the $0.25? Let's go, ISPC. Squeeze those shorts out of the dang way, man. Let's go. Oh, my God. All right, we're continuing to watch over here. We get into that $0.25, a little bit of a fifth of a dollar. We're going to flatten out. We'll take the profits, and then we'll set up a little bit more, okay? Here we go. We're showing 19s, Joey options, 18s now. Zigging and zagging. There's 19. People take profits at that 10 penny area, but 19 shows up again. Can we get a little bit higher? Are we too greedy here, guys? You know what? I'm feeling a little greedy. Boom! Into 23s, Joey options. So we're doing it live here on ISPC. I hope you guys took that one with me. It's breaking out. It looks good. We're going to continue to watch it, Joe.
Good look there, guys. All right, I took some off again. We get stopped out the majority, so I think it's more scalp zone on IBIT. I think that's enough stabs we took out of it. We had one loss on it throughout the day. Other than that, it worked out pretty good. I mean, you can see we're just continuously adding, and then once you get that additional rejection, it's like, no, see you later. Just get out at the break even after you end up taking some off. So yeah, a lot more choppy than what we're experiencing in some other names. Gorev, way to go, man. I'm so happy that you took this trade right here. Yeah, man, there it is, engulfing prints here. And then sure enough, you get that hammer candle off of the lows. You get that move all the way from 114 all the way up to 117. So beautiful, beautiful work there, my friend. That's how it's done, brother, honestly. So I'm glad that you're having a fantastic day. And yeah, you're absolutely killing those things, to be honest. So yeah, there it goes. Here it is as well. You see Michael Noss. I don't know if you're watching this morning, Gore, but Michael Noss on the higher time frame was showing the exact same thing that I was kind of explaining to you throughout, like just swing trade positions as well. And he had that one swing trade. So it's like it's good when a bunch of people are looking kind of for the same specific signals, right? So there it is. But let's go TXN as well too.
Oh, baby.
As we're busting off of these lows, 187. Is going to be that, 187, yeah, we don't want to say that. 187 is one of the primary targets for that specific setup there. But yeah, more of a grind. Let's see what the TQs and the overall market are up to. Nice indecision print right there. Maybe you get somewhat of a bounce, but just trend up throughout the whole day, taking that phrase from Neil. But let's see what our friend, I haven't even really looked at it today. I was joking with one of my my buddies. I'm like, yeah, ask me if I was looking at Tesla this morning. And he obviously asked me, and then the answer would be no, because I wasn't. So there it is. Nice move, consolidation. Sharif thinks it's the Model 2. The drones flying over the Gigafactory.
We don't have any proof, right? But like, Joey, it closed at the day's high yesterday. So the buy programs were all crazy about it. And then today I look and it's doing this. It's knocked on the door of $400. Joey, it clearly broke out of that higher low kind of pattern.
Exactly.
Are we going to hear? And like, I'm not crazy for thinking that. He himself said they were producing them on the call. He himself said that they're going to be the second half of the year. So, I mean, I don't know.
26.
No.
Of 25?
No, yes.
Okay,
we were supposed to start mass producing them. Now, even Elon, obviously, we know who he is and what he's all about, and he's very ambitious with his timelines, but
that's how he is.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe there's nothing with this. Okay, let me just cover this for a second.
Go ahead.
GNS came back down. I took out the majority of the position at 103 because I'm long at 02s, and here it is at 02s. So I have decisions to make here. We are finding support at the dollar. Moreover, we're continuing to close above the 20 EMA. That's what we did over here as well, where I was forced out initially, right? So I'm unsure about what to do here. What I see are higher lows and general respect for the 20 EMA. So I say to myself, is this a time to add? You know what, man? I can do that. I can get behind that. I'm going to get in a little bit. It's not going to be a bigger position, but we're going to add in here. We're going to add right at that level, and then it pumps up a little bit. So we'll go ahead and set up at 04s, and then we'll just layer a couple of pennies now, okay? And up into 08s, okay? So that's what we're doing. We're doing it live, and I'm going to keep my eye on that one. And I missed my entry. Oh, goodness. I missed my entry here on ISPC. That was the $2 195 entry that we just talked about. So hard. Sometimes, you know, unless you're throwing out the orders right there automatically. Here it goes again to the high side. What a breakout here, man, for ISPC. It comes in, it tests that 195, $2 area that we talked about, and right up it goes into 15s, the high of the day, 22s. The buyers are aggressive here. That was a big step up. 19s, Joey, 20s, 21s, 22s. Oh, can we get 23? Let's go, ISPC, man. Oh, that was such a mistake on my part. I should have been way more alive to that. I should have just thrown out the order. I'm like, oh, I'll have time, I said. Anyway, seller at 22, big seller here at 22. He's done. He's dead. He's gone. 29, the high of the day, Joey. This is going ISPC, 72%. A lot of strength, a lot of volume, picking up 21 million shares. We were kind of light before, but as you can see, the last two 5-minute candles, you've got big boy volume. And by big boy volume, I mean about 2.7 million shares per 5-minute candle. The current 5-minute candle has about 2 million shares. So we've got a lot of volume, a lot of liquidity. Keep an eye out on this one. I missed it. That's on me. But we didn't miss this one. Nice. I added on GNS. We just went the beak here into the highs. Let's wet the beak again at 05s and see if we can get that. And then we'll focus a little bit now on that ISPC. But I also want to bring your attention to another one, even though ISPC is all the rage. Bovin, oh my God, ISPC's at 2 1/3. Bovin, VER is breaking out. Here we go. Nice move into that 395. We end up holding the same area, and now we've taken out this middle part over here, this local area of resistance. So technically now a higher high. Let's see if we can get above that 429. That is the official high of the day. But as lunch makes its way onto the floor over here, ISPC ain't taking no break, baby. It is all gas, no brakes. Trade it carefully.
Oh yeah,
Joey.
I mean, I thought we were going over to thing. They're not quite, not yet. Don't jump the gun there. Anyways, yeah, let's see what we got going on here, guys. And I'm glad that we got out. So again, building. You do get that pop. We take a little bit off, nothing substantial. Or I mean, we did take some off at the end of the day. Not enough always. It's never enough. You give a little bit back, but that's okay. You're essentially scratch, right? So you get out break even. You start exactly from where you end. Exactly from where you ended. So not too bad. APLD to Rook, you want to wait for it to hold VWAP before you just hop in my opinion. Obviously, make your own decision. But one thing to note is that you have these consistent higher lows. So if this trend line stays intact, then definitely look for a continuation in the strength. And here it is, right? So holding up relatively well. But when you look at the daily, it's slightly extended as well too. So you get that pop, and then it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. You're on your 4th day in a row of just straight topside. So not too bad. We like Applied Digital, man. We like this signal as well too, right there. So not a horrible look. Alibaba is really just grinding higher today. I figured, considering the strength in yesterday's session, I would look for it to step right back in, and it might get rocking and rolling once again here. So boom, right at the volume weighted average price, and looks like it wants to continue that grind to the top side. But guys, it's time for Adara with Happening Now, and then Neil's lesson of the day.
Here's the market continuing to push higher. It's been a pretty exciting Friday. We did get that interesting University of Michigan consumer sentiment data coming out today, but that has not dissuaded the market in any way. Just to backtrack in case you guys missed it, the one-year inflation expectation here, that aspect of the UMich print came exactly in line with estimates at 4.8%. But we got a higher than expected 5-year inflation estimate and a lower than expected consumer sentiment print. That will usually make the market a little disappointed, but today we did not seem to care. We're obviously pushing higher. mRNA and Pfizer are on watch. Moderna breaking into a new day's low. We have Washington Post reporting that the Trump or officials within the Trump administration are looking to link the deaths of 25 children to COVID-19 vaccinations. I'm still parsing through this article. When I have more context, if it's available, I'll certainly provide it for you guys. But either way, mRNA and others really weak here. Then we have Tesla on watch. TSLA obviously had a great morning. Then around 11 a.m., we started chopping around a little bit as we get comments from Robin Denham, the chair of Tesla's board. She said quite a few things today. I'm not going to recap all of them. We did cover this throughout the day. If you go back to around 11:15, 11:20, this coverage began. But she said that Elon Musk's political engagement is up to him, though right now he's stepped away from politics. He's done with it, and he's focusing on Tesla. She also said the board has no issue with Elon Musk running other companies and that he is the only person to run Tesla. But if that changes for some reason, there is a leadership succession plan that has already been worked out. So interesting look here in TSLA, Open Door as well, still on watch, chopping around here after that massive rally yesterday on news that the former COO of Shopify has been appointed the new CEO of OPEN. Now we're going to send you over to Neil and his lesson of the day. So without further ado, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and listen up. Take it away, Neil.
Thank you very much, sir. I was actually just talking to Sharif because they get the new big monitors at their desk. Well, hopefully pretty soon. But, you know, the lesson of the day here, I just want to say being specific and waiting can be, I think, incredibly important. Like, just a lot has been said about Open Door not being as good today, or it's a nothing burger. But Open Door today, from top to bottom, has a $1.20 range on a $9.50 stock. So its range is over 10% today. And there's been multiple bounces that give you like a 5% move. And if you're out in the market and you don't like 5%, Tesla's up 5% today. So like it's been giving you opportunities. But that's not, the lesson is about being open to new things. Because I came in and was like, well, if you're not breaking out, well, I'm stealing the thunder there. If you're not breaking out above 11, what are we supposed to do? If we hold 10, we knew $10 was a key level. Okay, well, if we hold $10, I like it. But we never really held a bid above $10. So where are we going to be dip buying? And there were no obvious levels that stood out outside of, well, where did they buy it before? So it's like they bought it here before and they bought it here before. That's what I had on my note. And even that's not what the lesson is about. The lesson is about being open to new opportunities and new ideas. And the reason I'm saying that is I've said about 1 million times that I don't use Fibonacci's. And this morning you saw Michael Noss come on the show talking about Fibonacci levels for Open Door. So I'm just gonna do this, because like I said, I don't use them. And we talk about confluence all the time. Now, what do you notice when I pop the Fibonacci's up here? It gave both of those two dip buys at the 50 retracement and the 61 whatever. So a lot of times you're looking for a reason not just to like a trade, but to love a trade. And if you can find it using some indicator, using a suggestion from another trader, using a concept from another trader's idea, maybe it's somebody in the chat, maybe it's Michael, maybe it's John, maybe it's myself, it doesn't really make a difference. But if you were already looking at that stock in that direction and around that level, and you find something that gives you confluence, maybe it's making a golden cross on the daily, and that gives you confirmation bias of a direction. I don't care what it is, but that confluence is what allows you to get that trade. And especially when the stock's been falling all day long, if you're looking for longs, you better really like the long where you get it. So if you're closed-minded, you're gonna miss things like this. If you're open-minded, you can find different ideas, indicators, reasons to be in a trade, and it's not always gonna be like this. Like, look, I was buying those levels, and you can check out, like in my note this morning, I literally said the two places I was buying it, and I swear, I do not use Fibonacci's. I was just simply just like, I'm gonna buy it off of this area if I see any reversion, and I'm gonna buy it off of this level here if I see reversion. They happen to be confluenced by fibs. And maybe I would have taken more shares if I was into the fibs and had paid more attention to that. But just be open-minded as a trader. Don't think that there's only one way to trade, or I don't use this indicator, I don't use that indicator. If you can find something that works, that's the only thing that matters. So be willing to search for new ideas, maybe integrate some ideas within your own. Copy trading doesn't work. I'll tell you anybody, like I've never seen anybody be successful copy trading. But what you can do is take ideas and concepts and integrate them into your own trading. And that's how you can be successful or even more successful. So I want to give a big shout out to Michael Noss for talking about those Fibonacci levels this morning. They ended up holding really well. So whether you're using support and resistance or those fibs, you were absolutely great on this stock. Again, this stock has been trending down, but you've been able to catch some 5% bounces if you were patient up with it. So there's your lesson of the day. And now I can eat my donut because my lunch never showed up. It's weird. Myself, Brendan, Sean, and Ramin, our lunches didn't show today.
I think they may be being disciplined.
Yeah.
Like you were disciplined one time. You want to
yeah.
tell that story?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't speak on that, man. That's crazy.
There is an element of discipline in this company. If you kind of step out of bounds,
Yeah.
there's a certain person around here to check you.
Real quick, like you
Yeah,
gotta starve.
immediately
like,
to check
you're
you.
starving the next day.
Yeah, you won't eat. You won't eat, and you'll get a bold-faced look.
I'm like, oh,
Do
man,
better,
it's
be
like-
better as a person.
Yeah, the thing,
It's crazy.
The thing
Straight
is, though,
to
I
jail.
was never proven guilty at that. There was no evidence whatsoever. So I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, you were so bent out of shape.
I'm like, yo.
Oh no, it doesn't go to my face anymore. That's
What
sad.
happened, Adara?
I was just gonna say, I was trying to go and then I didn't realize
Oh,
the
it goes
button.
to the construction.
Anyways, what I was gonna say there was, I one time thought I was being disciplined and I was actually wrong. So you can always talk to the person and ask the person because
I've
just
never
thought
thought to talk to her or to them, Adara.
Oh.
Let me just say something, Adara. I haven't been successful in that endeavor.
Oh no.
the person overheard me discussing the lunch situation with another person and then sent an email. And then I was like, I didn't even realize I was being heard. But so anyway, so with all that
Remember
in
what
mind,
I told you about the glasses? Remember what I told you about the glasses?
Yeah, I think
I stand behind that, Adara.
Remember when you were talking to me? He's like, oh, Joe, you think you can do things too? Well, watch this.
Oh, yeah.
And sure enough, I'm sitting there.
He was waiting for me to fail. He was so happy that I failed. He was gloating in his
You're not the only one who can do it. I'm
bro.
like, all right, let's see, man.
Yeah, whatever, bro. I felt like I got shut down by a pretty girl.
Lard,
Like,
that's what it
straight up.
was,
Like, I
man,
went
right
to a girl
away.
up at the club, and he just got shut down.
It was like my iPhone scenario. Remember when I told you when we were talking about the bank a while ago?
Yeah.
I'm walking down the stairs, and this girl goes, oh, hey, what's up? And she's like, let me get your number. I pull out the iPhone, and she's like, oh, only BBM. I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, what?
What year is this, bro?
This was ages ago.
What year?
Yeah, bro. Think about the bank,
okay, yeah,
right?
that's fine.
Yeah. Like
I did that to
ages
people
ago.
back then. Everybody wanted BlackBerry. That was like a
Only
decade and a
BBM,
half
man.
ago, Joey.
But I thought that was cool. I had the newest, hottest phone, the iPhone 4. We were rocking and rolling, and no, BBM only, apparently. So, yeah.
ISPC dip buy into 5, says the OG above it, and more accurate, he could not be. It spent all of 1 second there, and then right up it goes, zigging and zagging right now. ISPC feels like the one today. I'm going to try to set up on this one again. It's very strong. It's the best looking one in the market right now. It's the #1 gapper. You know, up 67% feels like anemic, right, relative to what we've been seeing at least this week. But that's what we've got to work with, and that's what we're going to work with. But I want to update you guys on the new IPO that we're waiting for, Gemini. GEMI is the ticker on the Nasdaq. I got to read you this. I have to interrupt.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't read that. I absolutely big smile.
Oh, man.
I cannot read that out loud. But that's what it says. He's such a liability.
What is wrong
Such
with
a
this
liability, bro. I love him.
That's
All right, but Joey, let's stay focused over here. Let's tell everybody. So the theoretical auction price on GEMI is 34.01. Let's take a gander over here at the imbalance locator and see exactly where we can find Gemini. Where is GEMI? These are UNQs. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all. It doesn't have any volume here. Joey, what's going on? Neil, are you able to see Gemini on your imbalance locator? Because yeah, on your imbalance locator, not the tap. I don't know. Mine is. Do you see a GMI? Am I missing it?
You only have NQ up there.
Yeah, it is NQ, my man.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
okay,
it is NQ.
Okay.
That's why I'm. You see it, Neil? Okay, Neil's got it. I don't see it here, so I don't see it. It's not on mine for whatever reason.
I don't see it there.
It was prior, so maybe I'll load that one back up. Do you see what number is it on yours? You're filtering by size, right?
No, we got to go by. It's not very big. You got to go by paired volume.
Paired volume. Thank you, Neil. There it is. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate that. Small, it's really small, and it's buy side imbalance. So here it is, guys. Sorry to kind of mess up there. GMI, we're seeing a price of $34.50, a buy-side imbalance to the tune of about 54,000 shares. What's been paired by the exchange already is about 2.847 million. So typically, whoa, there we go. It's dropping back down now to the single digits. It was 400 and something. Now it's popping back up to 10, 11. It is a small amount of size here, guys. 5,000. Again, we're dropping low. We're still a buy-side imbalance. So it's been buy-side most of it. Now 545. It's been buy-side the majority of the time. I still haven't seen a sell-side imbalance on my end. But yeah, that's Gemini. We've been waiting for that one. We'll keep updating you guys on it. It is a new IPO, obviously, by the Winklevoss twins. If you remember them, if you watched the social networking movie, they were involved with Zuck in the build-out of Meta. Initially, they've obviously moved on to other things. They're multi-billionaires. They got paid from that whole Meta thing, and they've been investing their money in crypto a lot of the times. So that's the look there. Uh-oh. All right, you can read that, bro. That's for you, Joey.
Well, we can't read that one here, man. As much as I would like to, unfortunately, Big Sprout, we cannot read that one there, my friend. But thank you very much for the $5 super chat. So.
All right, ISPC is coming back down again into the 10 EMA on the 5, just ahead of that $2 area. I mean, I'm very interested, Adara, in punching in here and then getting out if it loses too. Thank you, Adara. Appreciate that always. Always good vibes, Adara. We're going to keep an eye here on ISPC. I'm interested here, guys. If it loses 2, we can always stop out. We've done well on it, so we can take a little bit of risk and get a little bit more. I'm punching in. Oh, I tried.
Okay.
You piece of... Seriously? All right, all good. So we'll layer some orders. We're back involved in ISPC. Obviously, I didn't get the price that I wanted, but that's kind of the situation there. So it loses 2, it's all over, okay? It's all over if it loses 2. We're gonna have to hold the $2 and the 10 EMA on the 5. So that's my move on ISPC. I'm still involved in GNS, but holding a small position, looking for this one to work back above.
All right, good look there. We have a hammer candle right at VWAP. Nice volume signature as well. Bitcoin looks like it wants to break out I don't mind getting involved in Bitcoin once again, but Ethereum looking not too bad. Nice hammer candle right there. Now let's see if we can break through some key zones if the crypto space wants to really get rolling. But it's just continuous rejections of those same levels. So we're not going to continuously beat a dead horse and talk about that. Let's talk about some other things. There it goes. Nice little pop in Ethereum. Let's go add a little bit more. Should have gotten in a bit more size there at that specific candle or closer to VWAP, but it is what it is. And I wouldn't be surprised if we punch through that level momentarily. So Charlie Tav, I'll get back to you on what I do. Yeah, for sure. Let me know what you got going on. Charlie, I did like this as a potential short earlier as well. But it's so hard, right? When you have the likes of Tesla, it's going to probably just be on a buy program throughout the remainder of the session. In order to get those deeper pullbacks, it would have to probably break down a little bit. And I just don't see that happening. Obviously, anything can happen, but just keep that in mind. If the MAG are going to be strong, see what they're up to first before you make any decision on shorting this overall market. All right, brother? That's what I tend to do, and it works out. But yeah, there goes IBIT, man, breaking through some more resistance zones. So a beautiful look on that one. What was I going to do? TQQQ. Yeah, it snapped. So patience was the name of that game. But sitting through all this more difficult for me. Yeah, it's going now. Oh my days. Yeah, it's gone. So really good look there. What else do we got? Let's go through a couple of the names. We haven't done the top performing sectors of the day. So let's take a look at that and see what we got cooking. There, wow, Bitcoin's going on FOMO to the max now. All right, consumer communication services up 0.6. Consumer discretionary up about 0.4 there, guys. And then we have the tech sector in fourth place, utilities up 0.25%. Tech holding on by a thread. Now the bottom three, we have the industrials down 0.5%, healthcare down 1%, and then the materials down 1.2%. Now for the week, the Q still holding on to that lead. IWM was in second place, now falling back into third place. So not too good of a look there, but still holding on to positivity. SPY obviously in second, I mentioned, and then the Dow up 0.6% on the week. There,
I like
guys.
it. Is that your phone vibrating up a storm there?
No, sir.
It must be somebody else's. They left it on the
table. Maybe. But no, that was like a while ago.
That's all good. I want to let everybody know GCTK. Look, there's some good and some bad in this. It's halted to the upside, and it's showing a tap well above the halt price. Halt price, 1201. Tap, showing 1226. So we're slated to open up nicely here. Now, what is the issue with it? It's below the pre-market high. It has a pre-market high, not an official high. Right over here, let's move it out of the way. Just a little bit south of 1450. It looks like it was like a triple top or a double top right around that 14.5. So why is that relevant? Well, if you're a newer trader, or if you're a newer viewer, I should say, get it, Fabian. And you haven't seen me trade these small cap gappers, I usually insist that they clear the pre-market high before I get involved. That is one of the only two rules that I have. So this one is below that, but the pickings are slim, as I've mentioned, so I'm going to keep an eye on it, especially now the top showing 1250. So we are slated to open up here. The candle would open up here if we were going to open now. Now, when are we going to open? Oh, wow. 12:50 is the halt time. It is currently 12:17:20. So we are slated to open up in about 30 seconds if this is going to be a 5-minute halt. If it's a 5-minute halt, we're going to open up in less than 30 seconds now. Let's keep an eye on GCTK, but I'm likely going to push this one out. GNS, I'm going to flatten this one out. I don't want to be dealing with this one. I'll take a break-even trade on that. And then we took a beak wetter, one quick beak wetter here on ISPC as we got in here at the 10 EMA. Anything below 2 ends the trade. Now I want to watch intently here to see what this one does. 2 seconds. 1, 2. There it is. Boom, into 1150. Nice. Now do we add? Do we add into here? What's the situation? I'm watching. The buyers are stepping in. Yeah, here comes 13. Now, I can wait because this, if it gets crazy, will absolutely clear 1450. I don't have to participate into it then. Again, there are still bag holders. My bias is that if we have a pre-market high on good volume, then there will likely be people looking to get the hell out of here, which puts a bit of a wall, a ceiling, on the price action. It's not a hard and fast rule, just been my observation during the years. Zigging and zagging right now, a little above 12.5. Now we're losing 12.5, Joey, and we're down into 11. Looks like we're losing it pretty quick. Where's the halt level? Where are we going to halt? Nope. Right back up into 12.25. So the indecision continues as the equilibrium between buyers and sellers this continues to manifest, it feels like we are at that equilibrium at the moment. So we'll continue to watch here. GCTK, this isn't the move I'm looking for. I'm looking for trend. Ideally, again, we clear that $14.50 level, the pre-market high, but we are losing that bid quickly here, Joseph. 1308. So this right here is the official day high because all the other highs were in the pre-market. So this move right here, that's the 1308. That is the official high. We are down into 11 3/4 now, below $12. It feels like the sellers are in control. Be careful with this one. Keep your eye on it, though, if you like these small cap gappers.
Sorry, brother. Let me interrupt you there for a second.
Of course,
what is this name up to? Advanced money duplicator, man.
It's up bigly, Joey. That's what it is, man.
Yeah, some beautiful stuff there, guys. 3% on the day, and look at these 5-minute candles. Gaurav, we were thinking this is going to close as an inverted. It says, no, see you later. We're going to continue that climb higher. So, yeah, we love this in the chip space. Now let's take a look at NVDA. Oh, not doing too much. And what's my good friend TXN? For now, that is up to really e-liquid name, to be honest with you. And I think it's going to take some time for this to get working. But I told you 187 is that target. That's around 188. So let's see if we can get these levels to hold and then pop. Get Papa Powell and get that to continue to move higher for us. All right, let's take a nope. I want to wait for a new high. So what am I going to do? I'm going to post up on the ask here. No, I want to go a little bit higher. We'll go there. And then we'll take this off here. Pop. Lots going on there. All right, let's see if we can catch this fill on ETAJ. I like this breakout. As you said, it's never the ones we take. Yeah, exactly. That's just usually how it works, brother. So, I mean, there it is. Charlie, if you're looking for that signal, this might be it right there on the cues. But again, don't expect too much deep of a pullback, especially if these mega names are going to continue their strength. As you say, it's never the ones. Yeah, that's just how it is, man. Crazy how that stuff works sometimes. And then the ones that you do take, and you're like, yeah, let's go heavy, let's go ham on that. And then sure enough, goes to the downside. Do we just flatten out of this? Nah, we're going to hold on to our break even. So we only got a couple more pennies there, Sri.
All right, we're doing it live. We're trying to get in here. It's not letting me in. Oh, goodness, bro. On GCTK, oh, come on, Joey, bro. How many times do we have to get shafted like this? I tried to offset too by 7 pennies. It still wasn't good enough, and into a new area high we go. I'm talking about GCTK. What a breakout here, man. This is strong, above 13. We hold generally that $12 level. It wasn't a strict hold. We did dip down into that $0.75. We're still zigging and zagging right now, so no direction on the trend, but it's higher highs and higher lows, even if it's very volatile. So these two candles, one red, one green, since the halt, they are higher highs on the current green candle and a higher low relative to the prior area candle as well. So the trend, even though it's very volatile, is intact. Higher highs, higher lows. That's what we're looking for. So we're 1350 now exactly. That's the high of the day, 1350. Again, still below that pre-market high of 1450. So you will still... Joey, you're killing me. What's going on? You still have that bit of a ceiling there. Because of the bag holders in the pre-market, but I'm going to try to work in here. Small share size. We're going to try to punch. Again, we don't get it. That's fine. Let's see if we can get it on the way down. We do get it. Now I'm going to add, into these areas on the descent. So we're going to wait at 1320 for the first beak wetter there. If we get it, we get it. We don't, we don't. But I'm going to be looking at adding on the dips because I still like the trend on this, So $13 top for now. Seller coming in at 99s, 98s. We'll keep an eye on this one. Trade it carefully. It seems to zig and zag. We got to go to Adair with breaking news.
KOPN popping here. This is KOPN Corporation. They're a American company. They're an electronic manufacturer. They're known for wearables and micro displays and applications. So KOPN posting on their X account 1 minute ago that a, quote, major announcement is coming. They don't say what the announcement is, but keep an eye here. KOPN teasing a major announcement. We get a bit of a move here in this stock. Back to you.
Oh my screen. Yeah, let's pull this up, man. It sucks to suck sometimes, man. We get this move up here, comes back, break even, and then boom, takes that rip to the top side. Nice move off of that signal. Just should have stuck with the guns. The volume was there. That's why micromanaging is a no good sometimes. But yeah, whenever you're ready there, Assassino, we can fire that up there, my friend. So yeah, AMD, is that volume still increasing there on that thing or what? Let's take a look at it. AMD, yeah, it's still going. Volume really picking up, so pretty good look there. Now I want to go to the 5 minute. Yeah, this thing is still going. Okay, cool. Every trader knows that if you want to grow, you have to risk more. At least that's how it used to be. Trade the Pool is changing that. It's the new revolution in stock trading. You don't need a large deposit. Trade the Pool is built for any trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line, just a small skin in the game. And you're trading real capital. Here's how it works. You pay a one-time evaluation fee starting at $47. That's your total risk. From there, you trade real shares, no CFDs using company capital. Head to tradethepool.com or scan the QR code on the screen there, everyone. So yeah, what's up with, is there any news under this name?
I didn't see it. Look.
Yeah, let's take a look from the daily to see what we got going on there. Okay, so nothing substantial, but I mean, it looks, intraday it looks real pretty, so pretty. So there it is, nice consolidation, bull flag, volume steps in exactly how you want to see it. And Charlie, that's why we can't short this market right now, is because you got the likes of AMD ripping, you have Tesla still continuing on its war path, right, hovering around the high of the day. So watch out for some of the other bigger names to start to participate, especially if they've been lagging. Let's take a look at Google, boom, grinding higher. Wouldn't be surprised if this name punched through that previous high of the day, or the pre-market highs. You got that there. What's AAPL up to? Monstrous on the session, from 129 up to 33. So great look there. And then what has Softy been doing? Yeah, grinding. This post-market move, now just continuation of that trend. So some good looks all around there, Sharif.
All right, we're doing it live on GCTK. Here we go. We've got 74s on. Taking a couple of beak wetters. There's a whole bunch of resistance at 13. I've tried to account for the dips, so I have a DCA, a planned DCA at the third of $1. It's very volatile. It's having a lot of trouble clearing 13 decisively. The short sellers are stepping in quite aggressively at 13. Here we go, 95, 13 again. Boom, Joey, into the high side. But again, dropping below 13. This short sellers have targeted 13 either for an aggressive short or an aggressive profit-taking level. So be on the lookout here. This is very volatile. It's up 164%. It seems to have higher lows. I've been watching the 5. The higher lows are still intact, but the selling at these key levels, the $13 level, has been quite aggressive every single time. I don't know where the position board went, but it's gone. So good for it. Yeah, all right. So we got 68s on now. The best beak wetter we've got is about like 13.15. Again, it's very, very volatile. Be careful with this one. Generally higher lows, but higher lows, but we are still dealing with that 13 short seller. So what I'm trying to do is get a good cost basis away from that 13. Ideally, I'd like to have it in the low 12s. We're working into that. Still haven't gotten that obviously yet, as our cost basis is at 2/3. We're still zigging and zagging here with that 2/3 and that $0.75 area. So I'm keeping my eye on this one. You know, there's not, there we go. We got the third of $1, but here it comes. It's going to drop aggressively into these levels. And now we've got 50 pennies on over here. So let's go ahead and wait at 69. Joey, take over for a second.
All right, guys. Beta Pro by Global X is bringing back its annual biggest winner simulated ETF trading competition. Now with over 40,000 in cash prize, including a 20,000 grand prize, all risk free. It's free to enter and open to all Canadians. Trade with 100,000 in fantasy cash on the Webull platform, whether you're an experienced trader or just getting started. It's a chance to test strategies, build skill, and climb the leaderboard. So you think you have what it takes to be the next biggest winner? Sign up today. When does that thing start? I might have to check this thing out here and have a little fun with that and see what they do on Webull or something. But man, oh man, look at Ethereum go. There it is, crypto space off to the races now, broke out eventually. We just didn't have the Deontay Wilder hands in order to get through this. So build, take off right back into this consolidation zone. And then eventually after that third retest, you get that move higher. So 1, 2, 3, boom, now you're gone. I wouldn't be surprised if we cracked through the high of the day and absorbed enough liquidity. Another big pop in Ethereum, so some good looks. Market bullish today, so I don't think I'm going to be looking for any form of reversions. And these trades are now, oh my God, I'm just putting lines everywhere right there. So yeah, it's unfortunate. It is what it is. We just got to do a little bit better, hold on to things, and see what we got going on, because this is a big time missed opportunity here at 34.43, and then now you're trading all the way up there. So that breakout was genuine, volume was there. Just got to go with that gut, not even just and stick to those things. Where did I put that one thing there? Nope. Oh, yep, there it is, bang. All right, we found it. So yeah, there it is, guys, crypto breakout. AMD still moving higher, NVDA on the rise. We have Microsoft climbing higher, Google climbing higher. Amazon's doing its thing as well, too. Just hovering around the lows, though. It's not participating. So watch out for this name, too, to start doing that. So keep an eye out on Amazon. Some good signals there too.
Yeah, all right. We didn't do well here on GCTK, Joey. We got some beak wetters into 13, but that seller at 13, well, he was just stronger than the buyers, and down we go. So we get stopped out. We'll take an L on this one, despite taking some profits initially. That's the cost of doing business. You win some, you lose some. It's still up nice 140% on the day. If it sets up a bit better, it's very clearly on a downtrend right now. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at on the 5-second chart. If it changes its tune, then maybe we can get back involved. But it's still putting in kind of these lower highs and lower lows, just breaching 12 momentarily here. Let's see if it can get back above 12.20. It seems as if, you know, that 12.20, 12.25 area came into play over here as a resistance level. It then acted as support, and now it seems generally to be acting as resistance again. So no surprise there. We'll keep an eye out on that, and I'll look to execute on it a little bit better. Just give me a second over here.
Absolutely. Want me to take over there?
No,
or are you
no,
good?
absolutely, it's fine. Yeah, just fixing this over here. There we go. So let that one go. Let's keep an eye on the other one over here. This one, ISPC. Look, it's holding the 10 EMA, but it's got lower highs. It feels like this one might be wanting to break down as well. There's not a lot of continuation, sadly, right now in the market. At least that's been my observation. People are saying NEG is moving, so let's take a look at NEG. We're going to go... we're going to go into... Yeah, one sec. I'm just going to look at NEGG. Whoa.
Oh.
Joseph Options, yes, NEG sir. Is absolutely parabolic. Nuts, 25%. It looked like it got off the schneid there at your at $38, and now it's tapping almost $47.50. NEGG, Newegg, baby, strong as hell, but trade it carefully. It's a bit of a bamboozler. Dara, tell them what's up.
Yeah, UNP on watch here. Bloomberg reporting that United Pacific CEO discussed with Trump a potential $72 billion railroad tie-up. So UNP CEO reportedly speaking to U.S. President Donald Trump. Keep an eye on Union Pacific. Back to you.
Go ahead. Pacific, thank you very much for that. Dara, yeah, man, Ethereum's just going nuts right now. So a beautiful look there, breaking through the high of the day. And continuing its grind higher, so really good look off of this candle. Gore, we were there long, and then we just got spooked out, man. I guess we got stopped out break even, and then we just never took the second entry. So, yeah, it is what it is. Got to accept it for what's come, and then now just look for the next opportunity. I was thinking about taking a long on Amazon, but considering it's not participating with the overall market as it's grinding, it's just a weak stock. So it's best to avoid that and look for something else to trade here. Open door still slightly bleeding, but there it is. IBIT as well, putting in a new high of the day. There it goes. Boom. Nice strong reflection on the tape as you're heading toward those specific levels. You want to see that volume start to increase as well. So keep an eye out on that one, Sharif.
All right, guys. Just watching here GCTK as it hovers around that $12 area. I'm kind of seeing an inverse head and shoulder on the 5, but you know, a 5-second, by the way, not 5-minute. So yeah, there does seem to be a whole lot of buying in and around 1180, 1190. Here we go, 1180 showing up. Sorry, what I'm looking at is my top screen. where I have the 5-second chart, I try to spot areas of local support and resistance. And then we just got buying at 1180 again. So it feels like it's forming the right shoulder right now. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. So this is what I'm seeing right here. Left shoulder head, right shoulder with this 1220 area as the neckline. That's the area that I've earmarked as an area of resistance. So if we get back above there, well, then that will be an interesting area. But should I be getting in anticipation of that? Maybe with my stop at 1175 where the area low is, or should I be waiting for confirmation? What do you guys think? Should we be getting long here on GCTK in anticipation of this 1220 break, or have you not seen enough from this bad boy in order to say, you know, look, I think we really haven't decided whether or not we're going to trend back into these area highs. So let me know what you guys think about GCTK. I'm trying to make up my mind over here about how I want to pursue this. I continue to watch the buying step in around the 80s and 70s, but yeah, this is a bit of a tough one here. All right, you guys are asking about the tap on Gemini. Let me look at that, 35.71, guys. That's what we're seeing there on Gemini tap, 35.75 now with a buy-side imbalance of about 6,000 shares, which is quite small. So buy-side imbalance, 8,000 shares now, 35.75. Gemini is the one I'm talking about there. Let's go back now and continue to watch this bad boy over here. I'm talking about GCTK. See what this one does. Does it want to head back to the high side? Seems like it is finding some support at this 1180-ish area. I don't know, Joey. I don't think this is the right move for me here. Okay. I think I'm just, if I continue to buy into this one and get chopped up, well, then that's just how you get super red on a day.
Yeah.
Let me just continue to watch here as we work our way back into 12.10. Again, what the area I'm looking at, 1220 for a decisive break and take. And here we go. We're 18s. Let's go. Do we get it? Nope. We didn't get it.
Oh, market taking a dive here, Sharif. Let me
go
take
ahead,
this from you, brother. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Boom. Off of this signal, 1 minute print, I'm like, oh, Gaurav, this is such a beauty. So maybe we just take a scalp on that. But I mean, the conviction behind this, the largest 1 minute volume signature of the day at that extreme breakout high. So again, if it blows past that, then we're building into some size here. But I had to take that and I had to put some more ads into it as it started to break down. So if we can run into some key support levels, that's fantastic. Boom, takes another nosedive there. Yes, let's go, man.
Oh,
Needed
Joey.
that one there. Let's go, Sharif. Oh, my days. There it is, Gaurav. Oh, my God. Off that short signal. Man, what a move there. Oh, that was fantastic. Needed that one there, my brother. It feels pretty good. Missed out on a couple good opportunities, but then you have to take advantage of that one specific signal that we see. And I'm going to show you guys on another chart here momentarily. As I take a little bit more off, we'll leave some for a runner. We still have half the position, so I don't mind leaving a little bit here to go just in case. But if the pullback is too deep, considering I've now averaged down, essentially as the thesis was working, I don't mind getting out of that break even. But we went heavy here just because of that signal. Take those couple cent moves and then just start piecing it out. I don't want to hold on to anything crazy, but here it is on a different time frame. You can see it. This is what we're looking for here. 1 minute print, inverted hammer candle. The correlation between the volume price analysis signals is most definitely there. So yeah, a really good look, and I'm happy to have just smashed it as soon as we crack through some key support levels. So yeah, let's see if we can get back to VWAP. That's going to be the primary goal, or you just go back into the breakout range. Yeah, see, Goody, yeah, let's go. This is what we wanted. You got this, man. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I'm at the market's mercy at this point, right? I can only punch the keys and then just allow it to do whatever it's going to do. So yeah, patience is the name of that game. Amazon continuing its bleed right now. But I mean, Gaurav, you had Hood earlier in the day. It's the exact same thing, right? Like if we take a look at Hood and what it did off of that 5 minute hammer candle is identical to what I just did on ETHA. So really, really good work there. I'm glad that you took that. And I'm glad that you've been taking advantage of those. Charlie, how's that short working out, my friend? Yeah, it's still hovering around those highs. I mean, your risk profile is defined, so not too bad there. Again, if you get that move back to view up, then I think you'll be sitting pretty good. But Bitcoin looking slightly more stronger than what Ethereum's up to, so I have to be prepared for any form of a bounce in the overall space. Yeah, patience is the name of that game. If it breaks the high, obviously give it a little bit more room and then just hop out and then reassess the situation to see if you can get in at a better price or something along those lines. Excuse me. So yeah, there it is. Ethereum, boom, boom, boom. We hammer that. And then as soon as we make a new low, we'll take a little bit more off there, Sharif.
All right, guys. Still holding GCTK. Got 4s. Let's see if this one wants to trend in the direction of the high. We're showing 4s right now, so we're break even on it. Let's see if we can pop back up, take some beak wetters. It is a bit spready. 3s on the ask, 95 on the bid. So it is about an 8-penny spread at the moment, but I've seen it wider. Sometimes it tightens up. Sometimes it gets a little wide. The high of this current 5-minute candle is 45 or 46, generally that area. So let's see if we can pop back up into 12s we go. No continuation, though, a little above, 12 a little bit below. Now we got 01s having wet the beak there at 15. So we did get the print at that level. Let's see if we can hold above 12. We got some nice shares on this one right now, but we just need it to kind of hold this general level and to kind of start trending back in the direction of, that $13 area. So I'm packing my patience with this one, trying to hold it into that 12. Here we go. 15's popping up again. No continuation. There it is, 30s. Okay, wow, Joey.
Wow,
freaking options. We just took a whole bunch out there into the area high. We've got shares on this one. Here we go. We're going to scalp up more. We got 89s. Show me 46s. Let's go. Let's go ahead and wait a little bit higher over here. I'm going to layer these orders into area highs. Okay, seller, huge seller at 40. Monster seller at 40. Can't shake him. He's dead. He's been destroyed. He's been decimated. Buy. Get the hell out of the way.
Get him.
Here we go, baby. 69, Joey. We got almost $1 on this one. Let's go. We got good shares. We're going to take out some more here. All right. Now we got 55 showing up. We're just going to wet the beak there, and we're not going to take it anymore. Now, seller at 60. Seller at 60. Here we go. Can we take him out? Oh, we're taking him out. Bro. There we go. All right, now we're going to do it live. We're positive again on this. Yes, bro. Yes. I was negative on the day, bro. Now we're positive and we're nice. Baby. There we go, my boy. Now we're setting up at 13s. I will not allow any part of this trade to go against me.
Dang.
All right, baby. Very happy now. We're doing it freaking live.
And it's Friday.
It's Friday, my boy. All right, we're going to
live and it's Friday.
All right, man. Pumped. Freaking pumped. All right, now we're going to let this one run. Any part of this will not go against me. If it loses 12, that's it. We're going to set up right now, Joey Options, $11.99. Let's go all the way down to here, and for that many shares. So we've put our stop in place. We've given it enough room. Now I'm waiting for continuation. Let's go. Beak wetter means I'm taking profits, baby. And look at it. He's wetting his beak there. Shout out to the bird. For whatever reason, he keeps wetting his beak in the garbage there, Joey Options, so I don't know why. But you know, the garbage is full of prints, so
That's
maybe
right. We got prints up in there, man.
We got prints up in there. All right, 60 still showing up, Joseph Options. Let's see. Can we get continuation, baby? We can't break that 60 penny level for now, so I'm going to continue to watch here, but very happy with how this went for me. I added aggressively into this area, and I couldn't be more pleased.
Nice, good work there, man. And the same thing, you added aggressively. Man, oh, that's like music to my ears, right?
I did, bro.
It's music to my. You guys know that song by Tory Lanez? Music to my ears.
Man, can I say something?
Yeah.
The color Velvet by Tory Lanez is a bang.
Oh, you love the color Velvet?
It's stupid.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I love that song. I love that whole album. You should hear it. You should listen to it live. He does like a live version of that whole album.
Sick.
It's sick. Yeah. I listen. I used to love it too.
I'm about that. Like,
it's actually really sick. Yeah, it's good times over there.
Joey.
But yeah, I mean, hey, we missed the move on the way up, and then we're just packing patience all day, holding horses, and then sure enough, as soon as I seen that, I'm like, I would probably have left if I didn't take that trade, and it started to work out.
Get it, Joey.
Dive. I mean, it sucks like quite a bit because obviously from an intraday standpoint, we're short, but then in my swing and my long term, I'm hella long. So I'm like, you know what I mean? The double-edged sword there. But yeah. Music to my ears. Shout out Adara and Tory Lanez on that one. And yeah, obviously the color Velvet. That stuff is some great stuff. I actually
it's so funny that she's like so far away, but she still hears us talking.
It sucks now.
Get it, Adara. Well, we're going to be, the new setup is going to be super close.
Yeah,
it's going to be in front of us and everything.
So yeah, good stuff. All right, guys, short working out. Let's get back into this stuff. Microsoft's still really strong. That's why it's going to be tough to short the overall market, I think. But there it is. ETHA, add. See you later, takes them off. And then sure enough, I don't have much left. I wasn't going to allow myself to give up a bunch of unrealized once again. And then obviously when I decide that, it moves more in your favor. But yeah, good stuff. Another low will take a little bit more off, and then we're just continuously cooking throughout the day. It was a crazy ride, to be honest with you, especially in Bitcoin. Again, the trade's over now, and it's like, okay, essentially what happened today, tomorrow is irrelevant. So what you want to focus on is the positives and what you did, building. But that third attempt is usually when things work the best, and we didn't take it, and you run right into target, and then sure enough, things are starting to come back in. But yeah, oh, I thought you were going to point something out. Satyam Dixty, thank you for the $5 super chat. He didn't say anything, but Other Zinc says, let's go. So if you want us to go over your super chat, just obviously comment on it yourself, and we'll do so, all right? That I promise, I pledge to doing that. So
he put his right hand up, too, so that's all sorts of good.
I put the left hand, I did it wrong.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there we go. We'll fix that one up there, yeah. So
then you shouldn't have done that, Joe,
maybe
because then it wasn't binding against you at that point.
All right, yeah, I'm screwed now.
Joey, get me. Everybody's yelling about.
Go ahead,
It's not even open, bro.
Get me. It's not open yet. I gotta put this on the side. Are you gonna do anything on
look,
this?
Joey, I'm not liking the tap. Boys, are you guys taking Gemini, or what's the situation on your side of the desk over? Yeah, Katina Man, give me the nod. Neil. Okay, Neil just pointed out it's the biggest imbalance it's been right now. So let's have a look. The buy side imbalance, 6,900, 500. Wow, it's getting into like triple digits over here. 14,000. The exchange doing the absolute most. Do you know what I'm talking about when I talk about this? Okay, so I'm going to explain it to you, but I'm explaining it to everybody else, obviously, as well. So what we're looking at here, Fabian, that's the theoretical auction price. That's what we're going to open up at right now on Gemini. And then look, this is the imbalance side. It can be buy side imbalance, sell side imbalance, or neutral. What does that mean? When the exchange gets buy orders and sell orders, they're pairing them together. So if you want to sell, Joey wants to buy, the exchange pairs you guys together, right? So that you can sell him your shares. And if there's an imbalance of sell orders or imbalance of buy orders one way, you see it reflected here. More buy orders and sell orders, more sell orders and buy orders. And the variance, the imbalance appears right here. So there's 46,000 more buy orders for shares than there are sell. So when you see that bigger, you know that there's more buyers interested than sellers. And then over here, Fabian, this is the amount of buy and sell orders the exchange has already paired. So say you wanted to sell 500,000, Joey wanted to buy 500,000, and they've paired 500,000. So you guys would make up 500,000 of that number right there.
It would stay there. And
it keeps adding. The more they pair, Fabian, the more it shows up on that level. So that's what we're looking at.
Yet, right?
It's not open, but look at the buy side imbalance now, 126 exactly. So that's why I want to explain that to everybody, guys. I know I did that yesterday and the day before, but there's always newer viewers, and we really want you guys to be apprised and to be able to do this stuff with us here. So thank you, Saitam Dixit. Spicy Meatball, ISPC, my man. We're involved in that one too, Mr. Meatball, and we're taking prints. Shout out to the OG Bovin who was pointing out that we were breaking out on ISPC. I've taken out my trade now on GCTK, but GCTK looks like it's going to take it out again, Joey. Oh my God, here goes GCTK into 13. It looks like it might take out 13 this time. Oh baby, did it just spike into $12.95. The dance with absolutely no underwear or pants is happening right now at $13. And I'm going to pause for a second from the yelling so Joe can tell you about this.
All right, guys, 14 years, 0 hacks, 0 excuses. BTCC.com delivers when others don't. Trade Bitcoin up to 500x, even Tesla, gold, and Forex. With smart copy trading, you don't just watch the pros, you trade like them. Regulated in the USA, Canada, and Europe, trusted by 6.8 million traders. Tradertv.live exclusive. Scan the QR code, click the link in the description box for a 15% deposit. BTCC right there, guys. All right, I got to get out of this trade. Oh, wow, it squeezed on me. I added on that. Bang, we got to give a little bit back. I wanted to get out of there, ad read. But yeah, nice little squeeze out there. Ad looking for the continuation, but heading right back into that top end of that of those areas. So, I mean, we're still more than happy on there. Didn't add much whatsoever. So just looking for a move back into VWAP. Not getting it today. Crypto space really strong. We're liking that. Most definitely the long term and the swing accounts. So yeah, good stuff. Go Ethereum. I'm not going to short you anymore. So I mean, it's been a whirlwind of a day. The biggest loss for me was on Alibaba Group. Other than that, it hasn't been too bad. A couple of small break-even moves. I would say, honestly, on a scale of execution-wise, it's been the past couple weeks, or no, I should say just the past week since the wedding. I have not been executing very well at all, so that's just full disclosure, and apologies on my behalf, obviously, as well, even though I'm not overly, I just like performing and obviously and displaying to you guys like, hey, I'm no one essentially. If I can do it, you can do it too. So, yeah, and that's just the narrative, right? Like, yeah, again, just keep a positive mindset. I know Stevenson, our guy over there, he's like, hey, man, yeah, I ran through it, but I'll bounce back. And that's just how it is. Past 2 days, I did close red, full disclosure, and I'm just like, you know what? Just brush it off, because if you've been doing this for some time, eventually you have to stop letting those emotions completely control you. Significantly easier said than done, but at the end of the day, trading is mentally taxing, and just be prepared for that. And if you can just, you have a bad day, shut it down, even though it does, me personally anyways, it eats away at me a little bit when I have a really bad day and I go home. So then it's just like, all right, what can we do? We hit the gym, we go over some more TA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what that means there, Chris Arthur.
What?
Yeah, again, I don't know if that's a jab or anything like that, but I can take a jab or two.
Hey.
We all have those days of you got to do it like George Kazana, do the opposite. Yeah. Well, I'm not, no, you know what? No, I take that back, because I'm not a Seinfeld guy. These guys are, I know Katina Man and Neil are probably turning in their
I'm furious right now.
I never was a Seinfeld guy.
Bro,
I told you guys.
crazy.
I told you guys why I never.
Why don't you like it?
Because of the transition music drives me nuts. Yeah, I can't stand it. Yeah, drives me nuts. Adara, it drives me nuts.
All right, we're going to Adara, man. I got to digest this.
For the second week in a row, we have some stocks dropping on reports that the Health and Human Services Department might say something negative about the company, only for the HHS to come out and say it's speculation. That happened again here today with Moderna. In case you guys missed it, the stock dropped after Washington Post reported that the Trump administration or officials within the administration are looking to link the deaths of 25 children to COVID vaccines. Now, the HHS is saying, and I quote, until vaccine safety data is publicly shared, all reports on it should be considered pure speculation. More or less the same wording they shared last week when we had Kenvue dropping on reports that there was going to be some attempts to tie, I believe it was Tylenol to autism, or Tylenol when used by mothers to autism. Now I guess we're saying here, same thing with this story. Back to you.
GCTK is absolutely flying, and here we go, 1414 high on this current candle. This is breaking out 180%. Here we go. Believe it or not, we're still below pre-market highs, man. We got to get above 14.5. GCTK is absolutely taking off. Trade it carefully. It's insane, okay? All right, now that I've yelled about that, we can start the news of the day. So just give me an opportunity over here to get ready. Where'd my news go there, Joey? All right, disappeared again. There we go. Now we got it. All right, we're going to put this one over here on all the screens. Assassino, Adara, we're going to start the news if you're ready. She's good to go. I like it. Joey, you good to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna be putting on a couple positions though as well too. So if
we'll
I
update the market as we go.
Yeah, for sure. So
all right.
But what I'm saying is I'm gonna be focused a little bit as well.
Absolutely. No worries about that.
All right, cool.
All right, let's talk about OpenAI retaining their non-profit status despite oversight amid a $500 billion valuation. So let's talk about this. OpenAI reaffirmed that its non-profit parent will continue to hold oversight authority over the company while also owning an equity stake exceeding $100 billion. While ensuring OpenAI can still raise large sums of capital because it's going to have a for-profit wing. The arrangement was influenced by civic leaders, ex-employees concerned about OpenAI's shifting too far for a profit-driven. Assassino, are we going to put the thing on or what? Oh, okay. All right. So OpenAI actually signed a non-binding memorandum of understanding with Microsoft to kind of outline the next stage of the partnership. As you know, Microsoft's already invested over $13 billion since 2019 into OpenAI. and is basically their primary cloud provider, despite the fact that, you know, OpenAI is getting a little from Oracle over here, a little from Google over here. Softy, aka Azure, continues to be the #1 cloud provider for OpenAI. Now, there is obviously some legal issues at play. We've seen some of the tensions between Microsoft and OpenAI as of late, but that's not the only beef that OpenAI has beef with. No. In fact, we know that xAI, Elon Musk's AI company, very much also head-to-head with OpenAI. So OpenAI is working with the California as well as the Delaware Attorney Generals to formalize the non-profit controlled public benefit corporation structure. But the governance is an issue, and it comes as amid legal battles with Elon Musk, who opposes the for-profit shift and basically competes with them vis-a-vis xAI. If you don't know, Elon was one of the founders of OpenAI back in the day, and then he resigned kind of his position there, but he obviously did give them, I think, $50 million to get them started. And he's very displeased with the fact that Altman is making this a for-profit company, Joey. So look, Microsoft, we've been hearing a lot about the beef between Microsoft and OpenAI as of late. This kind of helps formalize the next step.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there you go. There's one less thing for Elon to stop crying about as Sam Altman decides to keep it obviously private. And then also OpenAI is starting to expand their partnerships as well too. We've seen it in the likes of Oracle. So not too bad of a look there from OpenAI not being heavily reliant on Microsoft.
Well said, Joey. Dara, this is another installment in the saga of OpenAI and Microsoft. What's your take on this whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, here's an infographic on said saga you can find on X at TTV Research if you guys are curious. But as you can see here, yeah, there we go. Thank you guys. This kind of started all the way back in 2019. This has been going on for a while. Even back in like 2023, we know the relationship was pretty good because when we had that Sam Altman briefly being ousted as the CEO, Satya Nadella was like, hey, Sam, come to my team, come to Microsoft, right? Obviously, things are becoming a little bit more tumultuous. I don't have too much to say on this. There's a lot of, quite frankly, legal jargon, a lot of different things happening here. But I mean, either way, it is wild that this company can continue to be a super wealthy philanthropic organization. I kind of get why Elon Musk is confused, but I think also it's very obvious that his lawsuit is motivated by the fact that that's a competitor. We know he already tried to sue OpenAI and Apple for the whole App Store ranking thing. So the Elon element, I think, may be a distraction. Either way, OpenAI, we know because of the ouster of Sam Altman, their board is weird. They have a weird structure for the board. And I think that could maybe be a bit of a headwind going forward to any kind of organizational changes they want to make should they eventually decide they do want to become a for-profit.
Thank you for that, Adara. Assassino, so we're going to try to have that in the corner over here for Monday. I'll make a document specifically so that we can keep it in the top right-hand corner, Assassino. But if we can just keep it over here for now, and then Monday morning we'll be ready to go. Let's talk about Open Door, guys. Open Door. Where's it at right now, Joe? Let's find out. OPEN, are we still down bigly on the day? We're about to find out. Embarrassing. Okay, so let's just keep going here. So Open Door up 142% just in the month of August and 278% year to date, emerging as one of the top 2025 meme stock plays. Retail enthusiasm here has been crazy. Despite, higher mortgage rates and housing shortages, it still continues to do quite well. Let's just flip to the 5-minute on this so I can see what we're up or down on the day. Yeah, why would it show me what we're up and down? We're down 11.86%. So look, there are housing market challenges here, and you'll understand why that's relevant when you find out what Open Door does in a second. So Open Door operates iBuying, which is purchasing homes, making light renovations on them, and then reselling them. The model is obviously capital intensive. You have to have a lot of money to buy these homes as well as renovate them, and really kind of depends heavily on housing turnover, which has slowed down as homeowners hold off on selling. The U.S. Census data shows housing inventory remains kind of tight. Trust me, bro, we know that over here. With July new home sales falling 0.6% month over month, but still up 8.2% year over year. So look, they don't make a lot of money, Joey, but what the information that we got yesterday was the new pay package for the CEO. It basically gives him about $1 a year in nominal earnings. However, he gets a make whole clause. What is that? So he had to leave his job at Shopify. And when he left his job at Shopify, he left money on the table. So Opendoor said, don't worry, we'll give you whatever you were going to make in the remaining of the part of the year with Shopify, which is about $30 million. So they gave him about $15 million in cash and $15 million in stocks. That's the only cash he's getting this year. Everything else is stock-based comp. He's got about 84 million shares that are basically restricted shares. And the way they get unrestricted is the price has to maintain a certain price level for 60 days. The first price level, like $6.25. It's got to trade above or at $6.25 for 60 days. The next is $9, $13, $17, all the way up to $33. That's the only way he unlocks those shares. So the market is making the assumption, I'm assuming, given yesterday's price action, that he's going to be quite incentivized to get the stock price up so he can unlock said shares. Obviously, people can ride the trend with him, right? He doesn't ride that alone. So that's the whole bull case on this, Joey. Whether or not it happens, different story.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, leading into obviously this meeting as well, mortgage rates starting to cool down a little bit. So that might give a little bit of boost to Opendoor. I mean, they're renovating all those things. I didn't know that they're buying the homes, renovating them, and then reselling them there, Sharif. Not too bad of a model. But for me personally, I think we're starting to run into the age of where, like, I'm like, hey, when I do, I is like, I don't even know if I want to get a real estate agent. I'll just go directly to a lawyer and something along those lines. If you can, anyways, I'm sure you can. So, yeah, but other than that, Opendoor, FOMC, rate cuts, I think that's going to be positive for the space because, I mean, I was watching some stuff on CN last night saying that the housing prices are projected to cool down until late 2026. So, I mean, I think this is going to add a little bit of fuel to the fire, especially when the cut comes in.
Joy. Before we go to Adara, I just wanted to let everybody know LGN is open, the new IPO. It's open. It opened up exactly at $27. It looks like the high there is $27.50. It's a little zig. It looks like the low is a little bit below 27 at $26.97. So I want to point out LGN on the NQ open. Adara, what's your take on open?
And this is more addressed to Kaz Najarian, who's definitely not going to be watching the show, but in case he is, be careful because the Opendoor shareholders can turn on you very quickly if you do not kind of, I guess, comply with what they're looking for. Now, in case you're saying, Adara, that is a bold statement, I have spent way more hours than I'm willing to admit over the last day and a half looking through the social media of a lot of the people involved in this push. So Anthony Pompliano, Eric Jackson especially, because I'm trying to create a timeline again. Check this out on Exit TTV Research very shortly. I'm trying to create a timeline of all of this investor excitement around Opendoor. Now, we know that the Opendoor shareholders pushed out former CEO Carrie Wheeler. The stock has been up about 71% since she left, and that's not including yesterday's move. I included it to the close of Wednesday, so right before we had that push yesterday. I'll have to update this. But regardless, either way, Carrie Wheeler's exit was very favored by the company. Now, initially, they really liked the interim CEO, Srisha Radhakrishna, because they thought that he was a little bit more pro-shareholder. But when he stopped answering Eric Jackson's DMs, Eric Jackson got very mad and actually threatened to sue Opendoor's board, and that is a true story. So it's very easy for the sentiment here to flip quickly. And with that in mind, I think this is maybe a good aspect here with this pay package for Kaz Najarian, because then in that way he's very motivated to help drive these gains for shareholders. Now, the one issue, though, is if what he believes is good for shareholders differs from what the shareholders think is good for the company. And that's where I think there could be some issues, because these shareholders have very, very strong opinions, as I would know because I have been immersing myself in the Twitter feeds for, again, a good while now. But definitely this infographic I'm hoping to have out maybe more realistically by Monday or Tuesday. But check it out on Exit TTV Research, an entire deep dive piecing all of these different pieces together of this history.
Thank you, Adara. Let's go on to, I can hear myself. All right, that's nope. They're a little bit better there. Thank you. NVIDIA and OpenAI eye billions in UK AI infrastructure investment. Let's get down to it. So NVIDIA and OpenAI are in talks to open a multi-billion-dollar investment in the UK focused on expanding the country's AI infrastructure as well as their data centers. Discussions have also involved cloud computing firm Nscale, with the potential deal still in the process but yet not finalized. The announcement is expected next week during President Donald Trump's state visit to Britain, where, you guessed it, your friend Jensen will also be making the trip across the pond. Obviously, Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA. The deal aligns with the concept of something we've been talking about a little bit called sovereign AI, which is basically nations developing local data center infrastructure to kind of reduce the reliance on foreign technology. So they've got it all locally in-house and they can rely on it there. Governments globally kind of are counting on US AI leaders to strengthen their own domestic AI capabilities as well as national security, hence why Jensen is making his way over there with President Donald Trump. And NVIDIA and Nscale have not yet commented on this report. OpenAI declined to comment entirely on this report, but earlier this year we had Jensen called the UK an incredible place to invest, citing the Goldilocks circumstances for AI development. Now, we haven't heard a lot about, AI investments in Europe. We did hear, I think a few days ago, about ASML taking about a $10 billion investment into Mistral. Nscale, another European company, hopefully that can get them on the map, Joey, but they are late, but better late than never.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was going to say, Sharif. At least they're starting to get the ball rolling. But one thing that, again, now they're starting to be in talks with NVDA. Watch out. If these guys want to build their version of the UK Stargate, who are they going to go to? Obviously, in the likes of NVDA, it's going to benefit them more, add more revenues. So yeah, I love this name, especially in this AI race. It's absolutely fantastic watching all this capital expenditure. And what I was watching last night from all these hyperscalers, it's about to add 50 bips to GDP just due to all the capex, which is insane.
That's crazy.
50 bips to GDP, man.
Jeez, that's big.
Just capex.
All right, so we've got to let them know that each year, sadly, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the United States, yet there is still no FDA-approved treatment for such. NYSE-listed Origenics under ticker OGEN is changing all that with its first in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach about $8.9 billion by 2027, Origenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. So learn more and schedule a meeting today. Shout out to Origenics. All right, Adara, this is finally Europe's chance here to kind of become a little bit more AI dependent. We know your friend Donald, as well as some US AI leaders, are making the trip across the pond next week. What do you make of all this?
I don't have too much to say on this. I want to see what they actually bring to the table. You guys know me. I'm not about, I like to actually see the actual thing in front of me. And seeing is believing. And with that in mind, I mean, we know NVIDIA was previously trying to do these UK investments. Jensen trying to invest in the UK isn't necessarily news in and of itself. I want to see what happens. I want to see if this is like what happened with the UAE, where we get that massive big moment. I want to see a live stream. I want to see Trump awkwardly standing on stage with that one God Bless America song in the background. That, until I kind of see what the actual announcement is going to entail and I still see the details, I don't know.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, going on next, Adobe beats Q3 expectations, lifts their AI-driven guidance. So let's talk right about it. EPS and Say? Something's going on with Palantir, says Neil. We'll have a look to see over here what is going on. Let me just have a look over here. PLTR on the NYSE. On the NYSE, it's on the Nasdaq as well. I forgot. Yeah, so here we go. We're just having a look here at the price action. PLTR breaking out big into that 170 area. Just looking to see if there's anything on the news blotter. Above average volume, normal directionally bullish. I'm not seeing anything. Go ahead, Adara.
The news is not on Palantir. Palantir is getting a ton of social media attention, though. I do want to talk about this LEES, the SEALS Q, which is getting a massive push to the upside. James Altuche calling this one a long idea, saying that this could be one of AI's next 10x winners. I want to mention as well, Amazon. I'm just seeing this come through right now. AMZN and GM. Reportedly, Amazon is testing GM's EV delivery vans in a bid to meet climate goals. So AMZN, GM on watch there, guys.
Revenue rose for Adobe about 11% year over year, up from $5.41 billion. So they beat on the top and bottom line, just coming a little shy of that $6 billion revenue mark. But they are, now let's talk about the guidance, projecting over $6 billion in revenue for their next quarter. They're guiding $5.35 to $5.40 for earnings per share, ahead of the $5.34 expected by the street. Again, as I mentioned, on revenue of at least $6.08 billion, all the way up to $6.13. That's ahead of the consensus there, the midpoint that is, ahead of the $6.08 billion. Their digital media revenue forecast as well is beating expectations, guiding $4.53 to $4.56 billion. The street was looking for $4.51. So even the lower end of that guidance ahead of the expectations, with their digital media growth revenue raising about from 11.3% up from the 11 that they had previously guided. They continue integrating AI across all their platforms, and they're saying they're actually starting to monetize AI here, with annual recurring revenue coming in for AI-related products at about $5 billion, and that's up from the $3.5 billion that the AI brought in for them last year in full year 2024. So they're talking about $5 billion in annual recurring revenue for AI-related add-ons into their products, beating the 3.5 from last year. And last but not least, Joey, despite beating Q3 results, Adobe stock was down, at least prior to today, 21% year-to-date, underperforming most of its tech peers.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, right? Especially when you're going through this AI boom and you're not participating on that front. But again, we were talking about this the other day, is that Figma is grabbing market share from it, and some of these other smaller names. But most importantly is that Meta is also doing that as well too, coming in and taking share from Adobe. But they also have that premium package stream where you can pay for those AI features within Adobe, so that can help a little bit as well too. But when you look at this name from a technical standpoint, and you have the likes of a lot of these AI names, and we mentioned that you're in this race and you're in this AI boom, and you're not participating, that's not a good look. And we can kind of compare it, obviously, two different realms, but Adobe to Salesforce, when things are moving like they are and then the stock is not participating, it's not a good look whatsoever.
All right, Adair, what's the take?
Honestly, we've talked a lot about the use of Adobe and how it's kind of decreased. I use Canva for all the infographics you guys see. That's what I use for that. And this is as someone whose undergraduate degree ostensibly should make me an expert at Adobe. So take that how you will. I mean, I think in terms of the company's growth, this is like probably, as someone who watches these earnings, this is maybe one of the best earnings reactions from Adobe I've seen in a while, which again, given that it's not that good, that says something. I think if it can hold that, I know Neil said about 366. I like that 364, 365 level, around the same level on Adobe in the daily chart. That's clearly level of resistance. 330 clearly the level of support. I want to see us break either way. I will say the chart, as someone who does watch and trade the stock, watching this today it's mostly been like watching paint dry. It'll give you a fake out move. It'll do the other thing. Let it, I don't know, not too much to say there. But in terms of the actual growth of the company, this is like the annual revenue growth. We are pushing higher in general, I would say.
Isn't your degree in criminology?
Okay, that's a major in criminal. I was crazy, Sharif. I have a joint degree and a major specialist and a minor I did in 4 years. So yes, my specialist was in visual culture and communication.
Gotcha.
That's how we get the Adobe, and that's where I got my joint degree. And then I have a major in criminology and then a minor in writing.
I gotcha. That's the first time I'm hearing of that. So
okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Thank you, Adair.
It's a weird degree.
No, it's good. It's good. Multi-talented. Let's talk about Gemini. We're still waiting. Over here, Gemini tapped 3660. Here's the information on Gemini. So Gemini Space Station, that's what they call the company. The IPO, that's yesterday's price, not today, priced at $28 a share, above the expected 24 to 26 that we had been talking about. The price, at least at $28 a share, that is, values the company at about $3.3 billion. Gemini did cap, though, the offering at $425 million, selling only 15.2 million shares. That's actually less than the originally planned. They actually have been looking to sell 16.67 million shares. They cut that down to 15.2, something to think about there. The underwriters, some of the usual suspects that we always talk about, you got Goldman, you got Citi, you got Morgan, all of which, guys, all three of those bad boys have a 30-day option to sell an additional 833,000 shares. So that 15.2, put an asterisk beside it, because your boys here at Goldman, Citi, and Morgan can sell up to another almost a million shares, 833,000 shares within 30 days. It doesn't say trading days, 30-day option from the IPO. Let's talk about this very unique situation here. I really like how the Winklevoss twins did this. Up to 30% of those 15.2 million shares are reserved for retail traders, like people on Robinhood, people on SoFi, people on Webull, Futu, Moomoo, all those. Futu and Moomoo are Chinese brokerages, in case you think I'm making that up. Obviously here to boost grassroots participation at the IPO level. I like that by the Winklevoss boys. And obviously, as we talked about, ticker GEMI on the NQ. In case you don't know too much about the company, here's what they do. They were founded by the Winklevoss twins back in 2014, primarily operate as a crypto exchange. They hold about $21 billion in assets on its platform as of July when they disclosed this information, Joey. They did report, though, a net loss, a widening net loss, mind you, of $159 million they lost in 2024. They've already lost $283 million in the first half of 2025. Now you'd be like, well, why is this thing IPOing? Well, growing pains, right? As you grow, you typically go in the red a little bit until you can kind of shore things up. It does raise concerns, though, about profitability right off the get-go. However, if you're worried about that, let me tell you about this. The Nasdaq likes them to the tune of $50 million, Joey. That's how much the Nasdaq is investing directly in Gemini, a significant endorsement of its long-term potential, possibly. They also plan, the Nasdaq that is, to use Gemini as a distribution partner for its Calypso trade management system. Never heard of it, don't know what it is, but the Nasdaq likes it. Last but not least, Joey, Gemini is trying to kind of just be more than a blockchain company. Yeah. They're looking to offer I should say, crypto-backed credit cards, and recently launched another partnership with your friends at Ripple there.
Oh, okay, so that's not too bad. I mean, the space is booming, right, and continuing to grow, so not too bad of a look there on Gemini. So I'll be looking forward to this IPO. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it reacted in the likes of Bullish and Circle as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one, Shreve.
All right, we're doing it live over here. We're going to take out the last little bit here on ISPC as it double tops into the high of the day. Good look for ISPC. Adira, are you taking the Gemini IPO?
No, I am not. I was watching it and then I was like, this tap is too crazy. I'm going to go hang out with my spready stocks for a second. But no, like, I mean, I'll be watching it for sure. But all jokes aside, I also think the fact that even you're trading the ISPC right now, which, by the way, congrats on that, is because that is also a crypto treasury play. We know that crypto is really on watch right now. If you look at the Circle IPO, it very much did that. But then, and I'm just going to focus on crypto IPOs for a second here. The Bullish IPO had a massive pop, much like Circle, but it was not able to sustain it for even the rest of that trading day. So with that in mind, Gemini has a couple different models that can follow. If you're going to ignore the crypto IPOs and just go the most recent IPOs, we had Figure yesterday, but to go Klarna, which is also kind of in that financial space, that IPO did not fare super well. It popped about $1 and then dropped immediately after. So the deck might be stacked against Gemini for a great day one IPO performance. Now, I do want to talk about our Winklevi for a second, as they're sometimes referred to as a plural, the Winklevoss twins. It's worth noting they're actually, apparently, I didn't even realize this, they were the first billionaires to be variably minted by Bitcoin. So they're the first official Bitcoin billionaires, which I think is pretty interesting. And it's worth noting, like, their reputation has changed. A lot of people hated on them during the Facebook era. And even Ben Mesrich, the author of The Accidental Billionaires, that was the basis for the social network, he said that he actually has apologized for painting them in a negative light. He thinks that, you know, they've really made a comeback, especially with crypto. So these dudes and their business are respected. I think it's worth noting. And yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens here, regardless of the IPO. I think it's impressive what they've built.
Absolutely, Adira. Well said. Thank you for that. And Ryan Nolan, thank you very much, my friend, for the $10 super chat. Can you ask Adira on KOPN news? It's popping. Sea-Dog, thoughts on the chart? I have the news here, Adira, but you can go ahead.
I already said the news. Like, I'm very lucky. Like, a minute after they posted on X, I was able to give that to you guys. But the news is there's a major announcement coming. That's not, I don't know, not super exciting.
That's exactly what's on the screen. Yeah, well, that's exactly what's written right there. Thank you, Adira. KOPN shares are trading higher after the company on social media posted that a major announcement is coming. Those quotes are not me doing that. That is literally quoting them. And here is the ticker. Let's have a look quickly at KOPN. It looks good, Ryan, be honest with you. This is up and to the right. Okay, so 265 high, closed out yesterday at 2.25. I pick it up initially at 253, and I'd be adding into either 240 to 245 if it loses that. I like that 245 level as the top end of the range of the initial bull flag, or I like that 240 level for VWAP, wherever VWAP is at. Be careful though, this could be a candle of indecision. This candle here on the 5, that 110 candle, especially if this current 115 candle makes a newer low and closes that way. I would be careful with that. So that's my look on KOPN. Let's go back into the news though. Allow me a second. Go on to the next story. Apple faces iPhone Air shipment delays in China over the eSIM issues. So let's talk a little bit about that. Apple delayed the iPhone Air shipments in mainland China, not Taiwan, mainland China, due to pending regulatory approval for the embedded SIM, the eSIM technology, which all iPhone SIM are coming with now. Apple's website updated their timeline to say release information to be updated later, replacing what had previously been written there, which was September 19th delivery date. The pre-orders for the other models like the 17, the 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max, they remain on schedule. Nothing changes with that. It's specifically to the Air. As we know, Apple is working with the Chinese authorities to bring the device to market as soon as possible, according to them. All 3 state-owned carriers, we're talking about China Mobile, China Telecom, and China Unicom, are expected to support eSIM once the approval from the regulator is secured. So it's not a matter of whether eSIM will be allowed in China. It's just about securing such regulation. Currently, only China Unicom has eSIM capability. China Telecom is waiting for the Ministry of Industry and Information, Joey, technology for clearance of such. So they're not immediately going to realize revenue from that, Joey, right away.
No, sorry, brother. Get me on this one. I'm trying to set up this. Yeah, I'm trying to set up this limit on open.
Adira, let's go and talk about this because, you know, what do you make of this? This is obviously not a good look for Apple in China, which is, let's call a spade, not been doing that well there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. The market is not really caring about this, which is interesting. Usually we'll talk about buy the rumor, sell the news. In this case, I think it was sell the rumor, buy the news. And I say that because we already had this reported earlier in the morning, right? Before we actually got the confirmation from Apple. It was actually in the watch list at the time. It was just a report from the South China Morning Post. So with that in mind, like, we were actually pushing a little bit lower pre-market. Then we get the news, and sure, we do initially, you know, push a bit lower, but then right off the open, it's all sunshine and smiles for Apple. Honestly, Sharif, I think right now the market doesn't seem to care about, and I think if it is something the market cares about, it's going to be later down the line once you actually see that impact in China sales. So truthfully, right now, I honestly am not sure how big of a deal it's going to be. We're going to have to wait to see that unfold. Okay, fair enough. Let's go on to the next story. It involves Apple as well. Apple unveiled live translation during its iPhone event, showcasing, of course, AirPods Pro 3, translating Spanish to English in real time. The features allow users to kind of hear immediate translation in French, German, Portuguese, Spanish, English, with two-way conversations possible when both users are wearing the AirPods. I think that's pretty cool. Requires the recent iPhone running Apple Intelligence AI suite, so we'll keep an eye out on that. But they're not the only ones doing this. Google, the Pixel 10 includes voice translate. Meta as well. Meta's Ray-Ban glasses can also translate and display responses on connected devices. Okay. OpenAI, for their part, they demonstrated intelligent assistant with fluid translation. They're also working on new hardware with former Apple designer Johnny Ive. Translation is becoming key, Joey, in the AI background, or battleground, I should say, across big tech. Are you a big proponent of this? I know you're learning Duo, so you probably don't really want to use a translator.
Well, I don't mind. Like, if you go to foreign countries, I mean, does someone else, or is it like, so say you speak Spanish and you speak to me, it just automatically translates?
Yes, so you got the AirPod on, I got the AirPod on.
Oh,
so
we both need it? Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Yeah, so, right? Or you can speak and then it'll translate it for me, but then you won't get the translation. If we both have it, then we both get the translation.
Okay, that's very, I think that's fantastic. Even so, if someone's speaking to me and I can get that translated in my ear,
pretty cool.
That's amazing. Yeah. I think that's great. That's
imagine,
obviously
like, traveling, how easy
how much
that
easier
becomes,
it would be, right? So you know if you're getting scammed or not, and then sure enough, there.
When I was away, I'm not going to say where, but I was away anyway. So I was taking an Uber.
Yeah.
And then the Uber driver in this European country, they can't speak English. So they didn't want to use Uber because obviously Uber takes a lot off the top, right?
Yeah.
So in his language, he's like basically trying to get me to cancel the Uber ride while I'm in the Uber and then give him cash.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, nah,
No,
bro. In my own country, maybe, but I don't want you taking me anywhere. This ride needs to be tracked. I need to be, safe. No, I'm playing.
No.
So that's, they're using all the translation for many different things. So I think it's very usable. Adira, is this something that you'd be interested in using if you were traveling?
You guys know how I learn language. I'll just, watch a movie or show, listen to music, and sponge it. But I don't think it's a bad idea. I think the biggest aspect of this is probably the Duolingo aspect. We know that when ChatGPT announced their language feature, Duolingo went, Apple, translation. So yeah, I mean, I think Duolingo, at least short term, is really feeling the heat on this. I think also once I think it'll be about the application of it, right? The more we use it, will we actually see it as something that's being adopted by users? I suspect we will, but I really don't know how you can track the metrics for that either. But to answer your question, Sharif, I don't even have AirPods, so this is not really going to be an actual option for me, though, as I mentioned, I have considered getting AirPods.
You have, yes.
But not for the translation reason, more for like the hearing aid aspects, because apparently that is an aspect that you can do.
Yep.
Also, though, I think, too, with the AirPods, just to kind of, again, branch out on these features, the fact they're increasing the battery life on the AirPods Pro is good as well.
24 hours,
I think also, if you're talking trips, too, if you're like on a long day of discovery and you're like, where do I go? It's hot out. You're not going to have to worry about your AirPods dying. And you can also be confident, even if you can't speak the language, that somebody will be able to communicate with you. Now, the one thing, too, with the translation being only back and forth if you have AirPods, that is a little bit contingent on another person having an AirPod. But my one last thing I want to say, I wonder if it also can understand and translate dialects. Because if you're speaking one language in a slightly different dialect, like even Quebecois French versus French in France is distinctly different, right? So I just wonder how they're going to mitigate that.
When I use Apple now for translation, just for Mandarin, it always asks me, Adira, do you want mainland Mandarin or do you want Taiwanese Mandarin?
That.
Yeah,
Okay.
Apparently, and I was talking to Chow back there, Taiwanese Mandarin is very different. Apparently, they were using it as military code back in World War II, and it kind of stuck that way. So I think they've got certain dialects. Arabic specifically has a ton of dialects, so I would definitely be interested to see if they can translate all the Arabic dialects, because there's just so many. Great point, Adira.
Look at Bitcoin.
Go ahead, Joey.
Look at Bitcoin.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. This thing is going absolutely parabolic. The crypto space. I had that hunch that it was going to break out today, and sure enough, you got that big time move. Unfortunately, we didn't get to participate up
Joey,
there.
I got to cover this IPO as well. This IPO LGN is on the warpath to the high side. It is at the high of the day. It's about to take out $29. I'm talking about LGN on the NQ, another new IPO. But your boy Ozan asks, and your boy Ozan gets. He wants me to look at Gemini. We're looking at a tap here. Ozan at 37.30. That's the highest. I've seen it all day. I don't know if the boys can confirm or deny that. Neil confirmed that. That is the highest it's been all day. Shout out to my man Neil. The theoretical auction price, the tap, showing 37.30. Let's do a little bit more digging here. So we still have a buy-side imbalance to the tune of about 25,000 shares, with the paired volume about 3.436 million paired. So we're going to continue to keep an eye out on that, guys. Shout out to everybody who's waiting for Gemini, GEMI on the NQ, 37.30 theoretical auction price. Let's go on to the next story. Paramount Skydance prepares takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. Oh, baby. This is going to be a good one. So Paramount Skydance, as we spoke about yesterday, is reportedly working with an investment bank, to prepare an all-cash bid, no stock, all cash, for WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery. There's been no formal offer submitted as of yet, but what could come as soon as next week, according to this report. The news triggered a huge surge in WBD yesterday to the tune of 28%, up into that $16 area. The stock's best day on record. Paramount Sky also, I think, gained about 15% while all was said and done. Let's talk about the restructuring that WBD has been doing for a hot minute. They recently announced, Joey, that they plan to split their global TV network, like CNN, TNT, Discovery Global, from its streaming and studio arm like Warner Brothers Studios, HBO Max, they want to separate those bad boys. They don't want legacy with streaming. The split is expected by April of 2026, but Paramount Skydance bid now would require buying the entire company pre-separation. So Skydance would have to take the entire thing, and then if they wanted to, they could continue with that separation. David Zaslav, the CEO of WBD, has been a vocal advocate of industry consolidation amid streaming disruption. He previously was obviously restricted from doing that during the tenure of the wrath of Lina Khan. That's over, and as we've seen, there's been a lot of consolidation, not just in crypto, but in other industries as well, Joseph. The merger would create a media giant, spanning broadcast, cable, streaming, sports, film studios. Joey, there's a whole bunch to like about this. What is your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they're going for there, Sharif, is just to become an absolute force in the obviously in the streaming, because we know there's some big players. You got Amazon, then you have Netflix as well too, Disney doing fantastic. But I love what Paramount's doing, just literally signing some big deals. They got the South Park they added onto there. They got the UFC deal, and then now they're looking to grab some Warner Brothers. I think that's absolutely fantastic, and I think that's their game plan, is just try to completely dominate the space.
All right, Adara, this is one that you were watching very closely when Paramount Skydance's $8 billion merger with Sherry Redstone and stuff. Give us your take.
Yeah, it's been a big week for Ellisons, by that of which, of course, I'm referring to Larry Ellison of Oracle and David Ellison, who is leader of Skydance and Larry's son, and they kind of look alike too. With regards to this WBD deal, I'm going to be honest, I actually don't think this gets approved by regulators, even with the wrath of Lina Khan over, as Sharif refers to it.
Why do you feel that way,
Adara? Because this is like, I think this could be viewed as anti-competitive. And I also don't think it's going to be good for consumers. Now, why do I say that? Sure, you get this consolidated. I agree with Joe. That was my initial thought as well. You get all of this content in one beautiful bow. But I am guessing the prices are going to be a bit higher, and I think it might be a little bit more restrictive, and I think they'll probably ratchet them up higher further. So I actually don't think this is something that regulators are going to allow. That's my opinion anyway, or that's my guess. Now, furthermore, we also had a report from Charlie Gasparino, and I know some people are like, he's a bit of a caustic personality in social media.
I like him.
That regardless, all I'm going to do is say what the report was. So he reported that apparently David Zaslav of Warner Brothers, you know, beyond this Paramount deal, they're actually trying to work with Goldman Sachs and court other suitors for the company. Now, I actually think that is maybe more likely to go through if said suitors do not already have a breadth of content that is going to be viewed as really anti-competitive. So that's my take there with Warner Brothers and Paramount Skydance. The other thing I want to add too is, given that Warner Brothers wanted to already split up its business, I feel like Paramount trying to acquire it in that way might throw a bit of a wrench in its plans.
Well, that's what they were saying. They were saying that they would have to take it pre-split, and then if they wanted to continue with the split, they would have to do it after the acquisition.
Okay,
so they wouldn't even go through with it, and they were talking about the split taking place next April. So one would have to assume that the deal closes before then, if it closes at all. So we'll have to see how that all does. Like the opinion. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, no, Adair, I wanted to ask you, do you think that the regulators would give Paramount a harder time, considering obviously the dominance that we know in the likes of Netflix, obviously Amazon Prime, and Disney?
I missed all of that.
Can you hear me? So do you think the regulators are going to give Paramount an equally hard time, considering the dominance in Netflix and some of the other big streaming giants? I'm just curious on your thought on that.
I mean, I think, like, honestly, I think what I said kind of answered all of that. I think either way, like, they're going to have a hard time getting this merger through, because I know we have dominance in Netflix and Amazon as well, but like,
just
they're not acquiring other massive streaming companies,
just due
right?
to the size
you have
of the
some of the biggest
possible
brands between
acquisition.
those two. So yeah, I don't really. I think it's
it's interesting. Like, I'd like to see what the regulator has to say about this. She brings a good point, because they're going to bring up prices a little bit higher.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean that the consumer doesn't get something in exchange for that higher price, something better. And that's what industry consolidation allows you to do, pool your resources so you can put together a better product. So completely agree, we do probably see some higher prices, and they're going to have to justify some of that investment, Joey. They're not just throwing around money and they're going to ask you for the same tariff. So I agree with her on that, but I don't think we get a necessarily worse product.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, do you think the regulator, obviously ask you the same question, will they give it, so it's not like they're running a monopoly already, and if they want to dominate this space, do you think there will be a little bit more leeway from the regulators, considering how much of the market share Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney Point.
I personally just think that this administration is a lot more pro-business in the traditional laissez-faire sense.
Yeah.
So personally, if you were to ask my opinion, I think it gets done, but I have no idea.
We have no idea, obviously. Yeah, I mean, the crypto space is still running here, man. Ethereum now has almost $35, $34.85. Bitcoin putting in another leg higher there, man. So some beautiful stuff. The tap on Gemini, is now 37.51, and we're tapped in, Sharif.
Oh, hold on, Joey. Joey, tell everybody what you're going to do live there.
I'm doing it live.
You're taking this?
Yeah, of course.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
That's why I'm hyper-focused over here, you know
That's
what I mean?
my man.
So we'll see what we got going on.
All right, we're going to tell him quickly over here that we have a buy-side imbalance. Katina Man is warming up over there, baby. We got a buy-side imbalance of 322 shares, 782. So we still have that buy-side imbalance showing up. I don't think I've seen it at sell. Maybe Neil has been. He's been watching this a little bit more. Personally, I've just seen it at buy. We got some low numbers there, 500, 300, but typically it's been buy. Let's go on to the next story. Is wheat still strong today? Better be on the weekend.
Oh, it's the weekend.
Grow Generations is up 9.5 and Tilray's up 5 2/3. Everything else, including the ETFs, MSOS and MSOX, are negative, but GRWG and TLRY are up nicely. Let's talk about why. So, this is blocking the marijuana rescheduling, by the way. So a GOP-led House Appropriations Committee approved a spending bill that explicitly blocks the Department of Justice from using funds to reschedule or deschedule marijuana under the Controlled Drugs and Substance Act. The measure marks the second attempt to insert anti-rescheduling provisions into Commerce, Justice, and Science appropriations legislation. The move stalls the previous Biden administration efforts to reclassify cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, which had already faced procedural delays. So you're getting a GOP-led House Appropriations Committee looking to put the kibosh on that. There is state-level protections preserved. So the bill will retain the 2014 rider preventing the DOJ from interfering with state medical marijuana programs across all 50 states, including D.C. and U.S. territories. However, it explicitly authorizes the Department of Justice enforcement of enhanced penalties for cannabis distribution within 1,000 feet of schools, playgrounds, colleges, or public housing. It also maintains, Joey, protections for state hemp research programs under the 2014 Farm Bill. Previously, GOP senators had filed a standalone bill back in 2023 to block cannabis rescheduling, but it failed to advance. This is on again, off again, Joey. Is it as bad as fentanyl, which is also Schedule 1?
Yeah.
Or should it be dropped back down? You and I have talked about this. I've seen alcohol destroy people and families.
Yeah.
I personally haven't myself seen marijuana destroy people and families. That's just my personal self.
Not in the fashion in which alcohol is. I mean, you can see it on the streets. Chances are, if you live in a major city and you go into the downtown core or whatever it is, there's unfortunately a lot of individuals who suffer from alcohol abuse, and it is extremely unfortunate. But then you see the average individual just walking down the street. They can be wearing absolutely anything. Well, here in Toronto, and they're indulging in a little bit of the devil's lettuce. But I mean, again, no, I don't think they should be in the same category whatsoever. It's really surprising to me, Sharif, that they won't obviously reschedule it, considering it's like they want to be a leader in so many spaces, but it's like marijuana, no, we don't want any part of that. And I'm talking about like the likes of cryptocurrency, EV companies, AI, whatever it may be. But when it comes to marijuana, it's just like there's not a single chance. Yeah, exactly.
All right, Adira, let's hear what you have to say about this one.
Yeah, I think with regards to the question of marijuana ruining families or lives, I don't think so. I mean, like, other than after school specials or Degrassi episodes, you rarely see it portrayed in that way. But I think a big, and this was a real plot in Degrassi in the year of 2015. So like, even only 10 years ago, things were still like this. But anyways, regardless, with regards to that question, I think, and it made me think a lot too about the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. So that was, or Sha'Carri, either way, I think I have the name right. So back in 2021, those Olympics, we had a situation where an athlete had, I guess, smoked a bit of marijuana and then failed the drug test and was not allowed to compete in the Olympics because of it. And there was the question of, well, is this the same as steroids? Obviously not. But like either way, you know, she acknowledged I broke the rules. It was wrong of me. But I think the point is, why was this a rule? And I think a lot of this with this situation and with the legalization in general, it's, I think, an idea of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. People don't really want to put all the effort in. And that's the only way I interpret this. I don't really know if it's market moving because Tilray actually capped up today either way. But
yeah. Up the first month, it's free, baby. That's right, we're waiving the fees so you can trade smarter, not harder, all by upgrading to that elite experience where you'll analyze, strategize, and hopefully after all that, you'll capitalize on their platform that has everything. You get instant data, you get infinite data and instant trading, lightning fast market insights and game-changing charts, and you can predict better with their back-testing tool, guys. You get reliable real-time data, global markets at the tips of your fingers. It's an all-in-one platform, so do not miss out. Execute your best trades now. If you're ready to elevate your trading, scan that QR code or check the link in the description. Shout out to the good folks at eSignal. There you go, Ozan. You got the eSignal ad read. Let's go on to Big Bear AI. Let's see where Big Bear is at today. They had a very interesting headline. Well, maybe not interesting for some people, as they may find it a little bit dystopian, but you know, for the investors, it could be. They expand passenger screening at BNA. BNA is what's it called? Nashville International Airport. So Big Bear AI announced expanded deployment of its mission-ready AI security screening systems at Nashville International Airport. The tech here aims to speed up U.S. Customs and Border Protection processes for international arrivals, making border screening faster and more efficient. It also becomes, the Nashville Airport becomes one of the many airports implementing that enhanced passenger processing powered by your friends at Big Bear AI. The solution here, Joey, uses AI-powered identity verification tools for faster passenger processing. It integrates facial image capture, document scanning, customs data checks while ensuring compliance with, you know, strict U.S. standards. The system enhances efficiency, Joseph, and reduces waiting times, but I know there are going to be people out there that hate this to the core. Big Brother's here. With AI, it's all over. Big Brother's watching us at all times, especially in these highly secure areas.
Yeah, I don't overly know too much about the company, but Shrif, to add to your point, if it's going to slow down the airport process, it's going to make a lot of people mad because I get frustrated.
It's going to make it faster, Joey.
Faster. Okay. So there you go. So everyone's getting their eye kept on it. Like I said, I'm not overly familiar with the company, but if you speed up that airport process, then sure enough, I like it too because I don't like going.
You hate airports.
No, I don't mind them. I have fun. I have fun in them.
You have fun, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what's going on, man.
I know exactly what's going on. That's why you have fun,
bro. Have a great time. Tap on Gemini.
Where we at?
It's 37.30, so it's dropped about 25 cents or so.
All right, Adira, Big Bear AI. Oh, she's not there? Okay, thank you. Sassino will go on to the next story. EU accept Microsoft's team unbundling commitment. So what happened here? Well, Microsoft was going to get slapped with a big boy EU fine. Looks like they may have mitigated that somewhat. The European Union has accepted Microsoft's commitment to unbundle Teams for Microsoft Office 365 as well as Microsoft 365, avoiding a large potential antitrust fine. The EU had accused Softy of abusing competition rules by tying their Teams app with its productivity software, something they don't like. Yes, I love when the government tells me how to run my business. They're so efficient. The commitments are binding for 7 years or longer, ensuring rivals can compete more effectively. So here are the terms of the agreement that Softy struck with the EU. Microsoft will sell reduced price versions of Office 365 and Microsoft 365 without Teams. Customers with long-term licenses can switch to these unbundled versions. The company will ensure what they're calling the interoperability with rival tools, which was another sticking point, and allows users to kind of migrate data from Teams into competing products. Apparently, the accusation was Microsoft made it impossible for you to migrate your data over, which is to me, a little anti-competitive. Microsoft pledged also to increase the price gap by 50%. What's going on?
Sharif.
Jet, say something, bro.
39, it opened. Let's go. Yes, Katina, man. Wow,
you guys are killing it on that. It went straight to jail.
I'm pretty sure it's halted.
Oh, wow. I didn't get in.
Yes,
I got in, Joey.
You're in.
I got in, Joey. I'm in at the highs. Let's go. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Let's do this, baby. GMI.
Man.
Good trade, Joey. Attaboy, bro. That's a big winner. What do you got there? Okay.
I got 37
My man's got 2 of these.
Yeah. We caught that one. All right. There it is.
Attaboy. Joseph Options. Great trade there, brother.
Thank you.
Nimit. Shout out to the OG Nimit. He's back in the house. Where you been, Nimit, man? You come over here for like a few days and then we don't see you again. What's going on? Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing fantastic. Can't wait for you to come back. So shout out to my man Nimit. Good times when we went out there. Look at this.
There we go.
You feel good?
Dang, yeah, finally.
You feel good?
Yeah,
Attaboy.
I'm just glad that we took it.
Shout out to Joey Options, man. All right, we are halted on Gemini. 1:41:09. The earliest we will be open is 1:46:09. Mark
Did you take it, Katina? Yeah, I know.
What's going on over there, Katina? The Katina man, he's mad. He wanted more shares. Well, the Katina man always wants more shares, bro. I mean, he's a monster. Shout out to the Katina man. Good trade, brother, no matter what. So shout out to you. We're going to continue to watch as we're now involved in said name. Let's go on, though, Joey. Let's talk about this EU thing as we have, obviously, Gemini.
We'll show them this here. We'll show them this here quick, and then we'll pop in. Yeah, so there it is. That's it, right? So you get the limit on open, pop 2 points right out of it right there. So, yeah, as soon as it opened, I honestly panicked and just hit flatten. So,
attaboy. That's what I did last time, too.
It's F4 and get out.
One thing from now, if I'm going to do, I'm going to have a trading plan when I want to take it off the hook. So I'll know I'm going to have different level 2s so I can scalp out different shares.
So what happened with the last one, so Neil's like, don't touch the L2. So I didn't want to put orders. So I didn't want to put orders out just in case it modified what I put in for the limit on open or changed it or anything. So I'm like, I'm not touching the L2, accept what I have, and we'll take that. But yeah, it's most definitely halted to the upside now. We'll take that 2-point banger for sure.
That's a big boy win. Shout out to your boy Joey Options over there. All right, I want to bring to your attention, who remembers BMNR? Shout out to the OG, Tom Lee. This is having a good day, Joey. Almost up 10%. It just took out local area highs over here. BMNR on the Amex. It's going. It's up over 10%. So crypto names, they're in vogue today, it seems like, with the Gemini IPO coming to market. So keep your eye on this one. BMNR up 9.6%. Let's go on to the last story over here. Or did you give your take on Softy? You got to give your take on Softy. They got around the EU big fine by removing their teams from Office 365 and Microsoft 365.
Oh, really? Okay, that's very interesting. So I don't understand why the EU would make them do that, but
because they know better than everybody else.
It doesn't make much sense. But when you get into Microsoft, guys, it's obviously Azure, Cloud, Copilot, and everything along those lines, AI, and then boom, you have this massive move higher. Has this downtrend snapped? It's almost looking like it here, guys. So we'll get multiple touches throughout that. But Microsoft, I like the foreseeable future. Our guy Danny Ives said this can be the first $6 trillion, $8 trillion market capitalization company on the planet, Microsoft being leading the way. So I love what Azure's doing. Trend is snapped, in my opinion. So there you go, right? So you've broken that 500 all the way up to 511. If Microsoft starts participating, then watch out for this market continuously grinding higher and putting in these new highs. Sharif, one more thing before we go on. And this is our good friend here. All right? Like our really, really good friend. Let's go. That's it, man.
I love this guy, man. All right, Adara, EU accept Microsoft's team unbundling commitment. They're going to take it off from Office 365 and Microsoft 365, and they're going to avoid that big EU antitrust fine. Adara? Yep.
Oh, I guess they're still adjusting me, I think.
Oh,
Okay,
no
here
worries.
we go. We're
Yep.
good to go. Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say here. We know that these antitrust investigations happen. They last way longer than they should, and then in the end, there's usually some kind of concession. But yeah, I mean, I do like that they're trying to, I guess, cut this battle short. They're willing to make these concessions quickly and then continue to move on. Yeah, I guess the slowing of adoption in Europe, that might be the one headwind here. But I mean, Microsoft, much like Google, has its hands in a lot of different pies. Sorry to offend you, Joe. There are a lot of different pies here. Just making a joke there. That Microsoft has a lot of different businesses in which it's involved. So I don't think this minor potential setback in Europe is going to be a massive setback for the company as a whole.
Thank you very much for that, Adair. Appreciate that. Thank you. And Joey is not offended. I confirmed.
Okay, well, that's good. I just had to make the joke, and then I was like, well.
The only thing that offends me is when you take a dig at my trading. Other than that, you can poke fun at me all you want. Just don't talk about the trading.
I don't think she said anything about your trading.
No, I'm not saying her. I'm saying people in general. I would never get mad at
what the hell?
No, I would never get mad at
Joey, the tap.
Yes.
The theoretical auction price. Oh, baby.
43.
It's up to 40. It was 44,
yeah,
Joey.
it was
44.
There,
so we're long here, 40.72 with your boy. So we're going to continue to watch this. As I mentioned, 141 is the 141, excuse me. 09 is 146. So it should have been open already. All right, so it looks like it's going to be a 10-minute halt then. So we'll keep an eye here on Gem. I don't understand why it has to be a 10-minute halt, bro. We just got warmed up here, bro.
Just fire it up, bro.
I know, man. Anyway, they got to make everybody sweat. So it is likely going to be a 10-minute halt right now on your friend Gemini. Ticker GEMI, guys. The open price right at 37. Again, just to give you some comparisons, what the IPO price was yesterday. Let's bring it in and talk about it quickly over here. Where is it? NVIDIA. Sorry, just one second. Just looking for that Gemini story. It should be the next one. There it is. Okay, so the IPO was $28 a share, and it was above already the range of 24 to 26. The actual open, as we just showed you, $37. We're halted now at $40.71. The theoretical auction price, Joseph,
what's it at?
44. Oh,
Come
baby.
On, open.
I'm not even going to take it out here, bro.
No, you're letting it ride. You're going to let it halt again?
Yeah. Whatever, bro. It goes, it goes. It doesn't, it doesn't. It's fine, baby.
All right, so we're going to Joey's. Actually, no, I'm not going to Joey's.
Yeah, that's a little apropos, right?
Yeah.
Joseph going to Joey. Joey going to Joey's.
Yeah,
it is Friday, actually, so it would be very appropriate to go to Joey's.
No, I'm done now. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I had a really fun summer, man. I can't even lie, right?
Okay, I like that. Yeah. Man knows how to have fun, but he also knows how to draw a line.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
It. All right, so guys, what we're going to do is we're just going to continue to wait for Gemini to open up. That's really what we've been waiting for all day. Let it ride. 3 halts, says 22.15 sugar-free. I like your name, man. Absolutely. Look, I don't know how many times I'm going to let it ride. We're just going to watch. We're going to observe to see what kind of buying or selling momentum there is. If it ends up, continuing to go in the direction of the upside direction, we'll let it ride. And that's all that is. Katina Man, you still holding a piece? The Katina Man hasn't even.
You haven't taken anything.
He hasn't taken anything out yet.
All right.
Oh, he did take some out.
All right.
He went the beak super quick. Okay, good luck. Good luck. Shout out to the Katina Man. So we're going to continue to watch this, guys. Again, it likely will be a 10-minute halt. But Joey, if it's a 10-minute halt, we got a couple more minutes left.
Yeah.
It's going to be 151.09. Super simple trick.
Dude, look at Ethereum is $2. ETHA, I should say, is $2 off of that previous all-time high.
Crazy.
Bitcoin, the high is $70, so we're about $4 off of that now too. So watch out, FOMC.
That's gonna
maybe it's a hot take, but I think so if that's the case.
Your friend Tesla too is just closing in on those highs again, Joey. Here comes $35 again on Tesla.
You know what's not being my friend right now, and that's TXN.
TXN.
Yeah.
Texas Instruments?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, it's not doing
Tell
anything.
us the story. Oh, okay. So you're involved in that?
Yeah, I'm swinging it right now.
You're swinging it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's a good look. All right.
I opened it up I put the orders out last night, and then I
didn't even know. I thought you were getting into Dell. You didn't tell me anything.
I did. I got out of remember.
You got out of Dell.
Remember I was in it in the morning. I got the morning fill right at 4 a.m. and then I was just after the open. I got out of that. So fair win, yeah. Small win on that one. So.
Bovin talking about BMNR. Yes, Bovin, that's exactly my bias as well. BMNR is breaking out because of Gemini. I mean, unless BMNR has its own headline, in which case, let me know. But it's taking out levels. It's up into 12% right now. It looks like it's going to take out $54. The low on BMNR, generally, it held 49. There were obviously times it breached it, but it looked like the buyers were stepping in at $49 on the day. We're trying to work up into $54 on BMNR. This is the company that Tom Lee is involved in. You'll recall that. They're hoarding ETH. Again, keeping my eye on the atomic clock over here. We are less than a minute away, from the opening. It should be opening up in 10 seconds. So here we go. Let's see if this opens up now 44. In 10 seconds. Let's keep an eye on this one. 2, 1. Open. There it is. Bang. Boom, into the high side. Do we go more? Do we go more, Joseph Option? No. I'll let it come down. I don't really care.
All right.
Let's go. Go up. It's going to halt down. Joey, that's okay. We're going to let it go. Up it goes again into 43. Do the buyers step in? Zagging here. No clear direction. We got 40.72. It's showing me 4 1/4, a little bit above. Here at $40 on the dot, actually not on the dot, $40.02. Here comes the down halt now. Oh, baby, we are down halted. This is really exciting. The tap showing $40. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, we're playing, of course, guys. So we're going to keep an eye here on GMI, and we'll also keep giving you the tap, the theoretical auction. 37. I'll flatten out on that one, but we're going to continue to watch that. I think hopefully we'll be able to get out while we're on the show, because last time it was a 10-minute halt, and if it's going to be a 10-minute halt this time, it's going to be 2:02. 2:02. And the big boys are going to owe us another 2 minutes.
Oh, there. All right then. Damn it, he said.
Get it, Katina Man. Yeah, it was okay. Katina Man's happy with that, so we're pumped for the Katina Man. Looks like he did well on that one. Joey.
What?
You see that?
With big smile.
No, that's not big spot. Yeah. Shout out to my man Ozan. He sold at $44.55. Sorry, I just missed that. 20% of the shares. Shout out to the man. But Ozan, don't forget, Ozan's priced a little bit different. He got in earlier on. He had an earlier fill. I think, again, Ozan, you never actually answered my question. Did you get the early IPO from like the Robinhood or the Webull or SoFi that they were offering? Because remember, 30% of the shares that Gemini was offering, they were offering it to these people directly through retail, some of the retail brokerages. So let me know, Ozan, if you got your shares through there and what your cost basis is, so we can share with everybody, so everybody knows exactly what's going on. So, yeah, shout out to everybody who took this. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's been keeping an eye on this, and we've been keeping an eye on it for you. The tap now showing $38. Nope, $37.93. So it looks like, Joey, everybody looking to get out. Oh, my days. Oh, my days, bro. I'm trying to concentrate over here. I'm in a position. I'm out of the money, too, bro.
Oh, no.
I don't care. All right, guys. What else you got? Okay, he did answer 2 times. I didn't mean it. So he got his shares from Robinhood at $28 US. Fantastic. That's exactly what we were talking about with Gemini, making 30% of the 15.5 million shares that they were making available for the IPO, specifically to retail investors. I love how Robinhood did that. I love how SoFi did that. Like, why should retail be, priced out of the IPO?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's the move here.
Exactly.
I think more people should do this, don't
Absolutely.
you?
I think so, man.
I think great.
I think with in the likes of the Discord IPO, maybe we'll take a little stab at that to see if we can get involved in that in the early stages before it opens.
I'm not a big. Okay.
Discord's phenomenal. I think for group chatting, yeah. I think it's a.
Do they monetize well?
I don't think so. Yeah, that's a great question, because when I'm using it, there's no ads, but you can get more in depth with the platform as well too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting to know. Interesting to know.
That's a great question. What's going on? Do you guys see like any digital ads in Discord? I personally don't, just for monetization. But there's like an elite package that you can pay for, and it gives you extra emojis and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, just keep on the lookout there, Joey, because I'm waiting for this to open up. So just let me know what you're looking at over there.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm having a blast here just looking at the crypto space climb higher. Obviously, I sold a bulk of my Ethereum at 32, but I'm still holding on to a little bit. I'm in some TXN as well too. Nothing substantial just yet. Just a little bit under 70 just shares, right? So nothing substantial. And we'll look to add a couple contracts if the thesis does working. Why I'm involved in this is just because all my alerts here, let me pull them up here, bear with me a second, is that the majority of them are working. So I've been displaying this for some time now, and I'm like, all right, I'd rather just take the trade than feeling FOMO. AMD going absolutely nuts. Did that pull up there? So there it is. So this hammer candle here, consecutive selling, you're down over 15%. Closer to 20, right? Same thing with NVDA. You get that 10% pullback, you get that move higher. What's coin been up to? Slow grind higher, but a nice base down over 20%, right? From peak to this current local low, 34% to be exact. Dell, we took advantage off these hammers. Volume print was there. And we didn't take fully advantage of that. But so for me, it's just like, all right, enough is enough. There's AMAT as well, too. Palantir doing its own thing, and we went over this multiple times, right? You can just see the indecision prints, the volume candles. Michael Noss was talking about these prints specifically earlier in the morning, so that's something positive. And then now, why am I in? Where did my TXN go? It's not even up here. Did I remove it off the list? So essentially, it's the same thing, right? TXN, but the thing is, though, we're at the lower end of the range, and what I was expecting here with this specific swing trade is that you have these indecision prints. There's nothing from a volume standpoint that is outstanding other than what you see here, but I would have expected a small gap higher, so I wouldn't be surprised if I get stopped out at 182 there on TXN. But yeah, as for the crypto space, everything's beautiful. All
right, guys, it's going to be a 10-minute down halt. If it was to open, it was going to open at 156.52. It is now 157.20, or at least a 10-minute halt. It could be more. The first one was 10 minutes as well, as we know, so this one will open at the earliest 2:01:52. That is the earliest this one will open, and the top, it's been zigging and zagging a little at 37, now showing 38, but that's still well below the price that I got in at 40.72. So we're a little out of the money right now. We're going to see what this one opens up at and whether or not it's met with any buying. So we're going to keep an eye on the theoretical auction price right now, showing 38. That hasn't really moved since that time. Let's look at BMNR. BMNR is still on a rampage. It's at the day high. It just touched 53.80 again. It's a bit spready, obviously, as we know BMNR to be. It trades on the Amex exchange, so don't forget that Amex exchange, so you won't be able to see the theoretical auction price if BMNR halts. You're going to fly blind. So just keep that in mind. If you're okay with that, then, hey, have at it. Just make sure you're exercising sound risk management. It looks like they're selling here at the $0.75 on BMNR. We're going to cover this as we wait for Gemini to unhalt. There goes BMNR into the high of the day. It just took out some of the sellers at 80s, but the sellers coming back in over here, do they get decimated? We have higher lows in anticipation of what feels like a $53.80 to $54 break. Why do I say that this feels like that? Because each successive candle has got a little bit of a higher low than the candle preceding it. So as you accumulate into a good area of resistance like that, usually, you can take out some sellers. So we'll continue to watch that. We'll report on it to you guys. It is 159 and change right now. Let's see exactly 159.15. Again, we're waiting for, Gemini to open. The top now 38.14. 38.16. Now as we get closer to opening time, you're going to see that move a little bit. I also want to let you know another IPO on the day. FOFO on the NQs up bigly. 113.75% from the IPO price, not from the low. It's halted at $8.55, but this is an important area. That's the high. It cleared the high, and the top, we're flying right at the same area, 853, 855. So for the moment, the theoretical auction price basically hanging around the day high, not higher. So we'll keep tabs on that. Let's have a look. at what time it is right now, Joey. It is now 2 o'clock on the dot. Again, the earliest we will open is 8 seconds before 2:02, 2:01:52. The earliest we will open on GEMI.
You like this here? Let me pull up my old screen. You like that? Nice rounded, and then sure enough, you're starting to break up.
I said to you, bro,
Yeah.
I said to you, if that holds the higher low, that's a fake wick, we know that. If it holds the higher low, that is the move.
It's done.
That is the move.
All right, right away. Right away.
Straight to jail, right away. No, when you showed me that, that was my thing. That if I was putting a technical stop, it would have been a little bit below that area
level.
low.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, guys, not much time left here. We're gonna wait for this to open up again, right, Sharif? So yeah, let's see what we got going on.
Yeah, we have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. Zuck's Revenge. No, good stuff, guys. Happy Friday. I'm glad that we had the ability to lock that in. I mean, we did have some big time opportunities that we missed on. So again, in the likes of IBIT, we were trying to get involved in this, and then sure enough, that was the move that we were looking for, and unfortunately, we didn't get to partake in that. But that's okay. You got to take it for what it is, and the same with the likes of Ethereum, ETHA, 222.